everybody, it's your old friends at Monday Madness, and welcome to another episode of the GrapsWatch podcast, our review of anything pro wrestling shaped that's been happening over the last couple of weeks. Well, there's only one place that we can go, because there's only place to go, which is the Royal Rumble that was emanating from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We're going to be discussing both of the Rumbles, both women and men's, the rather key differences between the two, being that one that we really enjoyed, and one maybe not so much. Is that a controversial take? Find out when we start chatting about it in the pod itself. Elsewhere, we are going to be dabbling into our top graphs to see how the Rumble has changed our list of the top 10 most interesting wrestlers going at the moment. Spoiler, it obviously does. Then we're going to have a little dabble into our mirror universe, which you guys will be watching if you're doing this on YouTube. And you'll get to see what kind of creative control our two guests tonight are going to try and seize on this mirror universe. I'm being joined by Brian and Aaron, Cork Aaron, for this episode. So see how they feel about the two Rumbles, and is this the end for AJ Styles or merely just another beginning? We shall find out on this episode of GrapsWatch. So after a couple of days, the dust has relatively settled. I mean, it is in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, so it takes a little bit longer than usual. Because, you know, it's a desert joke, lads. That's what that is. Not anything else, in case anyone starts.
I thought it was all because of all the beheadings.
No, there's loads of different violations. The human rights being violated, but for this time, it's just about sand, because it's coarse and it gets everywhere. But yes, we've a couple of days removed. We've obviously had a bit of time to sleep on the findings and the results of the Royal Rumbles, both men's and women's, and obviously what happened in the other two matches that were on the card. Again, Triple H's booking has reached excessive bounds now that we've been able to get basically a 3.5 hour show out of 4 matches, and that's genuinely quite impressive. But I suppose now that we've had a chance
there was actually technically 5 matches on the show.
Well, there was it was. There really wasn't, though, was there? Like, we go 4.5. Like, yeah, I don't know. But in any case, so yes, we said we've had this time to kind of digest. We've had this time to kind of discuss mull over the finer points of it. But I suppose we'll start the pod by kind of seeing, out of all the things that's happened in the Royal Rumble, whether it be in the ring or out the ring or in the middle of the ring, what I suppose are the most kind of interesting talking points from the weekend. So, Brian, we'll start with you then. What's piqued your interest from this what is usually the start of our road to WrestleMania? Are you officially in WrestleMania mode based off the Royal Rumble?
Oh yeah, absolutely raring to go, as you can tell by my dynamic and energetic demeanor. Yeah, to say I'm raring and revving up for WrestleMania season would be equivalent of me trying to do a push start on a 1976 Toyota, by which I don't think it even exists. So
they do exist. I can confirm. Yes, he did exist in 1976.
Everyone turn and point at the sign. Turn and point at the sign. Point at the sign. Fuck off. The exact demeanor in which both myself and yourself, Jonathan, have talked at length in Parish's other I'm now bringing to Monday Madness. Can you stop fucking producing the professional wrestlers? They're not action figures. They know what they're fucking doing. For fuck's sake. Liv Morgan wins the Women's Royal Rumble, which was the better Royal Rumble. Their outfits were fucking fantastic. They looked like fucking Power Rangers. It was fucking great not to have to worry about me objectifying them and then to judge them solely on the standard of their performance. And they were fucking brilliant, apart from Lash Legend, who was fucking crap. But that is to be discussed later. My real ire was the producer, a cameraman, a referee, and the crowd telling Liv, point at the sign. At which point I nearly headbutted the fucking television. I was stunned with rage. I couldn't get out of the fucking chair because I'm fat and tired. But I would have, if I was at the wool shed, I'd have been found somewhere in the toilet vomiting. No, wait a
You would
minute.
have been the only
Believe
one.
me, in the wool shed, we were also giving out about that ref fucking
Oh,
playing court martial on that one.
which is grand, which is fine. But like to actually look at to take it on its merit, that the women's rumble made far more sense. There was beats and stories and moments throughout it. Was it slightly convoluted? Yes, but at least there was something to run that event on, and that end sequence should be hung up in a fucking museum.
Yeah, it
It
was
was just
fucking
fucking
fantastic.
great. It worked. It fucking worked. It was really fucking good. And the girls win. They win again. Every single time. Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank. The women are it. The lads have had their fucking time. As is evident by the singles matches on this card. Get out of the fucking way. Women's Wrestlemania on the fucking girlos. Far more interesting, better fucking performances, far more stories coming out of it. Like, it's not even comparable.
Hmm.
There's nothing that the lads did better than the women apart from being bigger. That's it. All we
I
need is
think
Brock Lesnar's daughter to show up, and then everything will be grand.
That will reset the balance in terms of the yeah. At least Nia Jax will have someone that she'd be able to get body slammed by, and it'll be totally fine.
let's be
But
real. Lash Legend should be able to body slam Nia Jax.
mm,
Actually,
yeah,
Jordan Gray should be able to body slam Nia Jax. She's a fucking beast of a woman.
yeah. To be fair, but now in any case, I do kind of follow what you're saying there, Brian, and I do actually agree with you. I think the women's rumble was far and away better than the men's this time. And again, it was the same last year as well. I think like the last 2 or 3 years, I think the women's rumble has been better than the men's, but I think it's also been for two reasons. We were talking that in the previous episode about how the women's rumble is inherently a bit more unpredictable because overall the women's divisions are actually better booked than the men's at the moment, and it's kind of
Yeah.
it's one of those things where like you're almost like not allowed to say it almost because you almost sound like you're virtue signaling, but it really isn't the case. Like the men's divisions in particular are all very much just centered around four people, and the problem with it is that all four people are they're either overbooked or underbooked, if that makes sense. Because you have Roman Reigns, who's always constantly a threat, but he's never there. Cody Rhodes, who's on every show, and so there's a little bit of jadedness to him. And
Oh,
then everyone else
he's gone
who's got
off
good
the
booking are holding
fucking
titles.
boil.
Yeah.
He has gone off the fucking boil. Cody,
Oh,
change your fucking hair color, kid, because you need an entire fucking box of refreshers. You have gone stale, my
he
guy.
has. He has. And again, I
My
think that's part of the
fucking
problem.
God. I
You
felt
know,
so sorry for Trick Williams. He came in with a bit of farah, bit of here we go, but not to skip over the girlos. But like,
yeah.
um, look, I'm here. It's gonna get real fucking ping pongy. I'll try and stay on the rails as best as possible, but like, it's not gonna happen.
Again, between the three of us, I'm nearly sure that if I just had to say squirrel, we'll probably have to stop for half an hour to try and
Yeah,
find one.
without question.
But that's just it. But I think like I think naturally like the women's rumbles are easier to are more fun to watch because you genuinely don't know who's gonna come out. And
That
there's
is
always
that is the fun thing about the women's.
yeah.
I even said to you, I thought by the time Liv Morgan had come in, I
Yeah.
kind of had an idea she was probably going to win it. She
You
seems
had
like the
you had
most
said
out.
Liv Morgan at the start of the night to me, and I was all like, do you know what? I actually never considered her at that.
I had it in my head already. Yeah,
Yeah.
If Bianca wasn't back,
yeah. She kind of deserves it.
like she's been the MVP. Everything she
Yeah,
does, every time she's on screen, it's it, they've they didn't exactly pull the trigger, but they've done it closer
Yeah.
than most people. They've actually
Mm.
gone, all right,
Mm.
she's really on the fucking up now, and she's really hitting her stride. We better pull the trigger now.
Yeah.
Now's her time to really elevate. That fucking finisher is fantastic. The Oblivion is just I never thought it would work so well in context of a rumble, but it's with the
Yeah.
ropes, and you're like, oh Jesus, and oh careful now. Wait a minute, is Roxanne Perez dressed as Shigo? I'm getting distracted. What's happening? It's what the. I was so fucking.
I didn't
It
cop
was
that.
so.
The only person in the room that copped that at the table we were at, the only person that copped that was Chloe. Like, is she dressed as she went from Kim Possible? I was like,
But that's what
oh
they.
fuck, she is.
There's far more like
I
them
got that.
them bodysuits alone were just like worth the price of admission to actually
Mm.
go
We
through,
don't
find the
again.
references. So
Yeah.
fucking creative, so unique. Everyone had,
We don't want the women.
but like it was
I
this.
saw for a
This is a bad sentence if you
second,
actually
and then everything.
if you
Fucking
take
Jesus
this
Christ.
if you take this literally. This is a terrible
Mm.
sentence I'm about to say. It was so nice that I wasn't getting distracted by somebody's tits. That I could,
I can see where you're coming from in that sense because like
from a
sometimes like the
design
yeah.
standpoint, it was like, right, the literal
Yeah.
limiting of, because, hey, you got to flaunt it. I know myself, speaking from personal experience, he says gyrating on an audio podcast,
Correct.
that it's
He's
the fact
naked,
that
by the
they
way,
had to
folks, in case
take,
anyone was wondering.
they had to take away what would break the fucking law.
Mm.
And then it became so much more vibrant, so much more interesting that it was really fucking jarring watching the next match with the lads. I was like, whoa, that's a lot of flesh. Yeah. Fuck. I'm getting
Yeah.
eyeball whiplash.
I did say this. I said this on Twitter beforehand, and I said this in the Woolshed. You don't like the reason they have to do the thing with the outfits because it shouldn't be. They shouldn't be forced into that situation. But when you have the likes of Jordan Grace coming out, what was the coolest fucking outfit I'd seen the whole fucking night? You had Roxanne Perez doing a whole basically what was a fucking cosplay. All
Yeah.
she needed was the green bit of dye in her hair, and she would have been the whole hog. You had some wrestlers like, granted, you had some of them like Alexa Bliss, who basically wore her gear but black under it. It's
Which is
fine,
fine
still
as
looks
well. I think
grand.
that's perfectly. That's yeah.
It still looks grand. I know. All right, beforehand, you did have who's the women's champion again? The Mexican one. She's
Stephanie
not
McCarthy.
Mexican. Vicaria. She basically wore her gear that she normally wears, but with silver under it,
Yeah.
which is fine. But it does give him a little bit more to work with. It's like
Mm.
this is the one time of the year I can really do this.
This
Maybe
is
two
a
times
complaint. This is a complaint that Sarah has, that my wife has, is that, okay, we get it. Fine. And me and Sarah are proud fucking members of the Rainbow Coalition. We appreciate the aesthetics of every single human being on the planet. And even
Mm.
there's times when she's going, can you put them away? I want to watch wrestling.
Well,
It's just a
as
little
much
bit
as
of
I
like,
find it like the gear makers sometimes really let the women down in WWE because
yeah,
like there's been cases where I'm looking at where like even again I don't consider myself a fashion designer nor to be even fashion centric, but sometimes you look at someone's gear and it's like they are clearly uncomfortable in that they're clearly like Charlotte is a great example. Like it's that kind of thing where like you look stuck in that, like you look need to be welded into it or something like that, and it just
I can
doesn't.
Yeah.
see,
It affects how you wrestle as
I
well. You
know
know.
that you've sprayed hairspray on sensitive parts of your body to make this stay where it's supposed to. And I learned that from Sarah. Like, there's just, why should you have to fight physics when you're already bashing the floor? It's in
Yeah.
fucking hell. For all of the talk of advancement, we're still doing TNA. We're still doing tits and ass. For
Mm.
fuck's sake. Like, let them fight.
No,
Let them be
in
entertaining. Let
some
them.
ways, it's probably like, I mean, we also have to probably say it is probably a choice in most of their cases because the gear is just more high quality stuff than you see in some of the indie wrestlers. It's just the way it is. I think a lot of the women know if I do get my boobs up or I do have an outfit that complements my arse better than, everybody else, they will focus on it. That's absolutely fucking fine. But I have to agree, it kind of helped that they didn't have it because you
I think we lost his connection there, but
didn't really focus on the
You're making too much of a
the
salient
tits and
point
ass
there,
more than I
Aaron. The
suppose.
internet has rejected you. You're
He's too
actually
woke for the
making
Zoom call.
sense.
Yeah.
And not being objectifying or perverted in any regard. And you've actually been cancelled by the
Yeah.
internet by not being a pervert.
Yeah, he's being silenced here, lads. It's terrible. But on the like moving
Gotta
from the
protect-
kind of aesthetic aspect of it,
You got to protect
yeah,
the gimmick.
you have to protect the game exactly. But onto from the taking kind of the kind of aesthetic side of it apart. Like obviously you mentioned the final sequence there, which I thought was fantastic as well. But again, it's not one like it almost
Yeah.
what I sometimes I like about it is I like a finishing sequence that is enough time but doesn't outstay its welcome. And the women's match was very much like did not feel like it was under pressure in any way to get the job done. It had a natural story beat to it. There was a great dramatic finish to it. And I found it's a one maybe you lads have kind of copped onto it as well. I've noticed it's a bit of a feature of the women's rumble. That they always seem to end the rumble on the apron. Like I've noticed, I think that's like the second or third time I've noticed the finish on a rumble. It's on the apron itself because you don't normally see it in the men's one, and maybe that's just down to logistics or the fact that like it's more kind of like bombastic to have someone thrown over the rope. But
It's
for me, the actual selling point of the women's rumble is that any one of these girls could just completely fuck it at this point and
you
fall off the apron.
can get it's a surface area thing. You can fit
Yeah.
3 women on the apron easier
Yeah.
than 3
And that's
guys.
what I think it is as well. Yeah, I agree with you on
There's
that.
far
Yeah.
more like it's some to even to take it away. To take gender out of it. The first rumble on the night, the performers were working for each other better. They
Yeah.
allowed their moments in the ring better. They
Mm.
actively gave each other space. When there was a big moment happening, everyone else fucked off. It was
Yeah.
a far better worked, regardless of how it was produced or planned, it was better executed. The first rumble was
Yeah.
better executed. And then you turn around and say, oh, it happens to be that same gender being far better.
Mm.
Again being far better. Again, where you have someone like Rhea Ripley selling her fucking ass off, bumping like a fucking gothic slinky.
Yeah.
She just she was like the fucking symbiote from Spider-Man.
I know it's Kara in the background, and that was brilliant.
She was folding around herself to get people over when she's the
Yeah.
main event. You
Yeah.
don't see Cody doing that. You don't see Gunther doing that. You don't see Roman doing that. Them fuckers are in it for themselves. Gunther to a less extent, but you can just see where when you have people standing and squaring off with each other, they're like, I'm gonna make a star that I can work with next month.
Mm.
You can really see that they're genuinely are working towards each other like a fucking bobsled team. Where the
They're a lot
lads,
less selfish than the men. A
it's
lot less selfish than the men.
but there was interruptions in the men's. They're walking past each other and through each other during the moments, and fuck me, the camera cuts. Is Kevin Dunn back?
Yeah. What the fuck is up with that? Why are we back to the fucking ADHD style camera cuts?
I don't
Like,
know. I've noticed it happens a lot on the Saudi shows in particular. I wonder is it just a style because I remember this it was same with the King of the Ring pay-per-view last year, where it was like, geez, the camera quality has really gone down in this particular in the two shows, the Queen and the
it's
King
the like
ones.
it's not
I don't
Yeah.
know what it is.
it's not like it's such a weird thing, and that the convoluted, planned out cinema moments are great and they're real dynamic and they get the low angles and they plan it really well and the person over the shoulder and you see it like, oh yeah, here's the social media clip, and you can see what they
Yeah.
planned for, and fine, that's
Yes.
production and I get that, but this is live fucking sport. If I see a goalkeeper kicking the fucking goal kick out and they don't follow the fucking ball and they don't have the camera where it's going to land, you have fucked up as a production. The
Yeah,
person
absolutely.
cueing these isn't fucking watching. They're not watching the right things. They're clicking and they're like, I've done television production. It is a button press. It's get ready. You've seen it. Get ready and cut. Get ready and cut. Get ready and cut. But I'm guaranteeing there's another fucker with a clipboard there telling them what to fucking cut to when there's a
Mm.
person trying to be in the pocket and trying to fucking catch it all and catch the real action of what's happening like a fucking televised sports event. Hey, kayfabe, lads, catch the
Mm.
action, dickheads. But you can just see where it's not there. And this is a strange fucking sentence to hear, but it works in their favor. The performers in the first rumble are physically slower because they have to take bigger steps. It's
Yeah.
easier to track.
Yeah.
That's why it looks so much better, because it is point fucking 3 slower.
Mm.
And it just works. The lads the Rumble 2, way too fucking fast. Rushing,
There was
fucking
there was a
everything.
there's a fun fact from this Rumble, right? And I genuinely didn't believe it until I had to look it up. Charlotte spent more time in the women's Rumble than the men's Rumble actually was on.
Mhm.
Yeah, I noticed that as
There you
well
go.
because we
Yeah.
were tracking the longest time for the Rumble, and Javon Evans was only at 40 minutes. I was thinking, geez, that's quick for a men's Rumble. But I don't know whether
Mm.
that where did he go a little bit over time, so they just kind of like rush
I
through,
don't think
or was it just
that's not an
the
issue anymore. I'm
yeah?
sorry, but that can't be an
Not,
issue anymore. Netflix
not.
cannot be fucking like, no, you gotta keep it at a fucking
I mean,
10,
not
11
as
o'clock
much.
finish.
Oh
You're
no, we were talking
renting.
about it
Look, you're
last week.
rent.
I think it's WWE themselves trying to keep it to 3 hours. I think that's what it is. I think
It's a bit.
there's a
Look, it's a bit of
tension
everything.
there.
You have. Look, you're paying people by the fucking hour. Get the accountants to get out and tell
Yeah.
us why you
Yeah.
shouldn't go 5 hours. And the crowd will go, and everyone needs to get home. You know, we know what it's like to be at a wrestling
But they're
event and
also
miss
doing
our
like
bus.
post shows and all these other
Yeah,
commitments in between, and
yeah.
they have an internal schedule themselves, almost like it's a restriction to like stop themselves from overwriting and overcooking. Because again, like this is going to become part of my conversation when we talk about the men's rumble, is that the overproduction with WWE is so evident nowadays with the rumble, because sometimes the rumble moment can be very very simple and effective. I can't tell you any really like definitive moments from the men's Royal Rumble. I'll be honest with you, I was pissed, so that probably has something to do with it.
That
But
helped.
even
Brian,
at the
this is the drunkest I've ever seen Jonathan.
Good.
yeah, this is
Right,
true. This
and
is
I
Well
absolutely
don't.
earned.
fucking true.
I've seen Jonathan a bit tipsy before, but that was by far the drunkest that man has ever been. Now,
Yeah.
was he the drunkest in the room? Certainly not. Amy
No,
was the drunkest.
no.
Amy was certainly the drunkest in the room that night. Now, if she's watching this, you
Again,
fucking
Aaron,
know
I
why you
would
were the
I would
drunkest in the
query
room.
that. I would query that. There was one particularly unfortunate soul in the men's bathroom for about 2 hours
Well,
that night.
from your faction, you can see
Yeah,
who
from
is
from our catchment, yes, exactly. But
the lulling head at the table. Um, but
yes,
like haven't seen like women's rumble number one, women's winner, great. Both
yeah.
storyline wise, you
Can
could
we
really
talk
see
about that
the
actually a little bit? Because I found it very interesting that like I am first of all delighted for Liv Morgan personally, because as you guys said it right at the top of the show, she has been a mainstay in the women's rumble since the beginning. And when I mean mainstay, she has actually been a featured protagonist of the rumbles up to this point.
Yeah,
And
every
it's
show,
rare to yeah,
not just the
every
rumble.
show, yeah, absolutely. But it's also the share I could probably run the numbers and say she has been like the bridesmaid in a lot of those like rumbles. She's been either
she
last
has
out,
been. I think she actually
last
has
out
been. She's been
twice, wasn't it?
something. Yeah,
Yeah. So again, so it's shady the fact that like she's finally got it across the line, but it also means like okay, like again, it's everyone pumps the handbrakes. Somebody new has won a rumble, and that's someone who has like been featured heavily in a way, like because we were talking about the last podcast, Raquel Rodriguez was kind of getting a little bit of spotlight and kind of like breaking out from the pack a little bit last week. And I was thinking, like, this is interesting. It's nice to see Raquel getting something and kind of breaking through a little bit, and then it's Raquel eliminated by Liv, and I'm thinking like that's a lovely angle. Like, is it
no,
what's the
there's a
uptake of
lovely little
that?
thing there now to drag into Mania.
Yeah,
Yes,
Lovely little angle there to
absolutely.
drag into Mania, no matter who she
Yeah,
faces.
like that's it. Look,
yeah,
that's a face turn for Raquel. That's brilliant. Or you can play into the tension at the clubhouse and the Judgment Day. You can really work that angle. Finn's
mm,
looking to there's Finn's looking probably to turn face. Raquel's looking probably to turn face. This is the way they've done it. This has
yeah.
been the system in the Judgment Day. There's usually two in, two out.
That's
So
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
watch for two new members of the Judgment Day appearing soon. You know,
yeah. Fair
um,
point. Fair
but
point.
you can just see where that so much of what WWE does is so like we'll wait and see, wait and see, wait and see, wait and see. And this was something that was just simply put, oh, your tag partner, your faction mate,
Mm,
grand. And we get to the why later, which is just lovely. There's actually a why.
yeah.
You know, we can figure it out after the fact. But then as fans, we go, good for that performer. It's her time. Great.
Mm,
But what will they do with it?
yeah.
This is the Fed's big fucking problem. They don't have any follow through. They will not, should not, and could not just run to their safe option, as is evident by the men's winner. You can just
I
see.
I need to point this out if we do go on to the men's rumble next. I
We can
don't
switch to the
think.
men's rumble now here because I was going to ask you what was
Yeah,
your talking point from the rumble.
right.
So
I don't think that's the safe option.
It's the go-to.
I think
Clearly.
I think it's the easier one. I don't think it's the safe one. I think it's the easier one to set up the Mania main event than the other one, right? I
Look,
personally think
I can go even further. It's fucking lazy.
I
lazy was the
don't
word I was, to
Lazy.
be honest. Yeah.
I don't think it was lazy for one particular reason, right? I think the two main events this year at Mania for the men's world titles are going to be multi-man matches, right?
Ugh,
Interesting. Okay.
Christ.
I see specifically Roman going after Drew. I don't see him going anywhere fucking near Punk. Mainly down to the fact that that world title is kind of the workhorse world title. And
Yeah, it's a
he's a
wrestler belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
bit too big for that belt. Whereas Drew, on the other hand, has Cody now that pissed him off.
Jacob.
Zayn,
Yeah.
Jacob Fatu. I don't think Jacob Fatu is going to be anywhere near it.
He's in the mix of it, which is
He's in the
interesting.
mix, but I don't think he's
Yeah.
going to be in the match. Whereas Drew might have a match here where he has the Royal Rumble winner, who he has a very solid pass with.
Yeah.
He has Sami Zayn, who I think is going to be involved. And I don't think he's going to disappear from the world title scene. And he's got Cody Rhodes, who he just battered out of the Rumble. I think the booking should be, and I hope it is, Drew's kind of fucking put himself into a corner here that he can't get himself out of. And here you can leave the Elimination Chamber to a Finn win to face Punk at Mania.
Mm.
Yeah. But that's if they
Because
tell it. If they tell it right, great. And I can
and
see
I
that there's been a
absolutely,
theme
and
with
then,
Drew. There has been a theme with Drew, and that he just fucks it up for himself. He's the
yeah,
champion. He interrupts Cody. He
he had no
beats
need
Sammy.
in any way,
Like,
shape, or form to
yeah,
come in and hit Cody there. Because arguably he has made it worse for himself because Reigns is going to go for the WWE Championship. And he's arguably got now a tougher opponent as it stands to face him at Mania. So you can leave then Punk do his own thing with the Workhorse Championship with the Workhorses. You're
Mm.
freaking what I think
well,
would probably be Finn and
Rollins, I
one other
presume,
person
unless
probably.
well,
Rollins is facing his
now,
own
Yeah, I
stablemates,
think
yeah,
possibly.
Rollins is not
Punk
going to be in it.
Punk being anyway involved in something to do with workhorses is laughable, given the fact that he has one fucking hoof in the glue factory.
I
Um,
know, but he
he
already
is
had a class
not.
match with Finn. But I think
He
if you
ain't.
give them a half an hour at Mania, they're going to fucking have the match with them. Because Punk is very
To
much in. I think Punk as well in all of his matches have been very much that I'm the older vet, so I got to be smarter with these things, like he did with Braun to piss him off in their match on Raw, to the point where Braun eventually fucked up and tried to go for a spear and he couldn't wait for it, so he went for it too
I
early.
really enjoy. I've really been enjoying Punk's work in the last couple of months, and this is so for as someone who, when obviously him get the title at that time was down to like a kind of like a necessity because of
Mm.
of the Usos injury, or Rollins injury, I should say. So it was a case of like, okay, right, that's just like we have to give it to somebody and go with there. And after like a month of kind of figuring out where to go and what to do with Punk as champion, again, whether it was ever intended to be on the cards for Punk to begin with, I think what they've done is quite smart with it because this is obviously one of his last runs. It goes without saying.
Mm.
Um, you have looming on the horizon this like annihilator in Gunther who is essentially taking names and burying those names in the dirt.
Mm.
So that is the big kind of like existential threat in the horizon for CM Punk eventually. Won't be this year, it'll probably be next year, the year after. But in the meantime,
That's who the other person I was thinking was going to be in that match. It'll be
mm,
Gunther trying to fuck off Punk. It'll be
yeah,
Balor trying to get his belt. So now Punk has got two existential threats from left and right, left and right, not white, left and right,
yeah.
coming at him. No problem with his own. It just happens to work out that way. But then you have the exact same thing in the other men's match where he has kicked himself into a corner because he's pissed off too many people.
you
Yeah.
can't like realistically, I can't as a fan would not like to see multiple people matches because it's just now. I'm happy for the lads to get a payday, yes,
Mm.
but like it's just it. I'm look. I'm as casual can be now. I show up for the big four and I keep an eye on things.
That's kind of what I do as well.
I am so so pissed off with WWE as a television product that anything that makes even a modicum of trying to salvage the product annoys me even fucking more, because we shouldn't fucking need it to be saved. We shouldn't be grateful at the fact that CM Punk is being gracious enough to get his opponents over and elevate them. That's what you're supposed to fucking do. Punk should not be getting a pat on the back for being a decent world champion. You should just have decent world
Well,
champions.
this is also the point. Like, we've also been living through 10 years of essentially Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns swallowing everyone whole, so no one gets over.
Yeah.
So they have an entire. We're back to like mid 2000s era where Super Cena has swallowed everything in his wake. So like people like Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins to a certain degree, Dean Ambrose of course as well before he jumped ship. A lot of them could never actually become, not even not top guy, but just to be second or to be third in the conversation.
The
But they'd be totally
story,
knocked down the pecking order every single time because you had to feed it to the beast
the
every single
literal
year.
story of the men's Royal Rumble was the fucking favorite getting his arse handed to him before he got in the ring.
Yeah.
Which, fine,
Mm.
but I don't. Just let me watch the fucking Rumble. Can
Yeah.
you stop Paul Heymaning all over the fucking Rumble and just have a fucking Rumble? Because it didn't even pay off. What the fuck was Heyman doing there with Lesnar? What the fuck was Lesnar doing the fucking part in the fucking first place? What the fuck was Lesnar doing there? And yet, he was the best fucking thing in it.
He was, and
Fuck's
there's one
sake.
thing that came out of it with the Lesnar thing where people were trying to say that he buried or he didn't put over Ilya Dragunov because he was hitting him in the chest, right?
People are
This is
insane.
People are fucking insane, and the main reason why people are fucking insane is they kept bringing up all the times he did sell. I'm like, what's the common denominator from all the times that he sold all those times? He keeps getting hit in the fucking head.
Mm.
Dragunov was hitting him in his big 54-inch fucking chest with his tiny fucking arms. We all know Ilya Dragunov could probably take Lesnar in a fight in kayfabe, right? Because he's a fucking maniac.
Yeah,
I think
never discount a crazy person, but yes.
yeah,
Dragonov's
yeah.
character, Dragonov is an iconoclast character. Like, he is designed to slay. He is a quintessential dragon slayer. Like, that's why
He's a dragon slayer, yeah.
he'll always be the kryptonite to Gunter, because Gunter is in the same mold as Lesnar, hypothetically. So yeah, I would
Like
agree with Aaron on that
Lesnar,
point.
But
Lesnar did
that's what I was on
something.
about. But that's what I'm on about. I just to finish my point.
Yeah, no, fire away.
He kept hitting him in the chest. Of course, Lesnar's not going to fucking react. Are we really that dumb? Are we really that fucking stupid? But then, granted, if Dragunov is smart enough to take his fucking leg from under him at the start of a match and run his knee into his head, Lesnar would fucking sell. And we all know in this fucking run, if Lesnar starts selling, even if they don't win, if Lesnar starts selling for someone in a match, they immediately go up 2 steps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just selling.
But even Dragunov being sold as this guy, he'll fight you and he'll drag you and he'll beat the living fuck out of you. He stood and threw hands with Lesnar, and Lesnar had to power up.
Yeah.
Lesnar took a strike and went, ah, and he
Yeah.
had to try. There was a moment made there. And if you're not paying attention to the fact that if Lesnar wanted to, he could just murder him.
Yes.
And not
Exactly.
be a showman. And he fucking went, roar, I'm a big scary man. Dragunov went, huh? And he went, dush. And it was wrestling. Ta-da! He didn't sell for Dragunov. He made a moment with Dragunov that we can play back and use and build from. Was this on Twitter? Fuck
Of course it
Twitter.
was.
The bird app is insane. It's not real. It doesn't count. It doesn't
I
matter.
know, but it's always this issue I always had with people complaining about Lesnar anyway. Away from his personal life, right? Away from that. So we just ignore that now for a second. That big, massive fucking elephant in the room
Agreed.
that is submerging us within the room, right?
Yes.
Ignoring that. Lesnar, as you just said, if he wants to sell, he'll fucking sell, right? If he likes you enough, okay? Anyone who goes into the ring with Brock Lesnar and manages to come out with even looking good, is immediately up by 2 levels, right? They have to maybe get over the fact that he's now getting fucking old and looks gassed after 5 minutes. They do need a new powerhouse, big heel monster. But as it stands, he is your powerhouse heel monster. He is your fucking proverbial, as Jonathan said, with Dragon up being the Dragon Slayer. He's the dragon. He's the final boss. The Rock might say he's the final boss. Lesnar's the final boss. Now, you have a couple of lads who could take over from eventually. Walter's probably going to be that lad. I would imagine is probably going to be in that position eventually, where he'll start taking time off and he will become the prize fighter who's going to knock off thing. Lesnar's very good. And I don't care what.
Gunter's an odd one to stand. Gunter's an odd one to become that. He'd have to change his moniker. He'd have to be less about honor and that kind of thing. But you can definitely get him to be more vindictive. But Lesnar, for everything, is a very, very good professional wrestler. And there was a moment in that, 2 moments they tried to do, but they fucked it with the cameras. Like AJ Styles' fucking debut in the Rumble, they just fucking ruined it. And they'll recut it and repackage it eventually, and it'll look great on the vignette. Obafemi, the new beef maestro, just cleaning fuckers around that fucking ring.
Great.
He will look phenomenal.
What I will say, he stayed in too long because he started to look tired and weak.
Yes, he did start to look very tired very fast.
Hey, such as me being an amazing professional athlete, how fucking dare I? Caveat, how fucking dare I? But there was a moment where his shoulder slumped and I went, oh, he's done. Quick, lads, get him out. Quick.
Yeah.
You're fuck. I want him to beat the new very good boy and get all the money and do great, but fuck, get him the fuck out now. He's tired. Get him the fuck your running order. This is the problem. Fuck your running order. Protect your fucking stars. Protect the main event. Get him the fuck out of there. It's too fucking easy to be like, well, I'll go out as soon as you... No, get the fuck out now. You're fucking gassed. You look like shit. Get out. You are cleaning fuckers around this ring and you stood off with Lesnar. You stood off with Lesnar and you look like a fucking weapon. Get the fuck out now.
That was great they didn't give us that, by the way. They tried that 3 times every fucking time somebody came in. That was brilliant booking.
Yeah.
They didn't give us the one thing we all wanted.
And
they fucking teased us with it. You're like, you bastards.
But even then, it wasn't particularly well executed, which is, Rumble 1, the first Rumble with the ladies, far better because they worked for each other and they all did the same fucking things where the big beefy lady stood off with big beefy lady and it looked real good, and then the lads did it and it didn't look as good because they just fucked it. It's just something that they're not serving each other having 2 Rumbles, the 2 Rumble matches in the same night. That the lads need to go first. Fuck you. The lads need to go first.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think sometimes it's like maybe it's a case of where they're afraid that people will just switch off and not watch the women's rumble, so they have to put it first. But I think at this stage you just have to bite the bullet and endorse the girls and say, listen, they have been objectively, if we're doing our assessments here, they have been objectively the better rumble 3 years in a row. And it's not to them, one element of it is, yes, that the Rumble winners are inherently a bit predictable because Cody was always going to win the Rumble last year. Or, sorry, the year before, I should say. And, of course, he was going to win the Rumble the year before then as well. So there's an inherent, upper class to the men's Rumble in terms of only one of these, kind of arbitrary people could win. Whereas a women's Rumble, as I said, it's a bit more amorphous. Someone could literally jump out from the lead, from the middle of the pack and become a Royal Rumble winner, which is what happened this year. And it's going to make Liv Morgan look fantastic, and it gives him a great storyline reason to do that. For me, just listen to the conversation you guys are having. I'm still struggling as to where Roman Reigns fits in this ecosystem, because I see Drew McIntyre pairing up with Cody Rhodes, and we've already had the conversation with CM Punk, possibly with Finn Balor. I don't think he's a good contender for either of the championships, really. I think it's a Royal Rumble Royal Rumble victory for the sake of it. And now, whichever match whichever champion he ends up going to WrestleMania with, he's going to look like a square peg in the equation. And
but if he goes with Drew, he's not, because they have the past.
Oh no, they have shared history, absolutely.
He can actually, he very easily slots in there.
It
Sticks in it?
depends
That's
on
not right.
the it depends on the it depends on the program.
Yeah.
If you let Drew
Yes.
McIntyre do a Drew McIntyre program, yes. We're
Mm,
gonna see a different side of Reigns we still haven't seen yet.
yeah.
I think Drew pulling on all the strings and really getting into a personal fight with
Yeah.
Reigns might be something that could work really well. And we could see a little bit more vulnerability from Reigns and a little bit like, oh shit, who like look what I've become, my empire of dirt here. We
Yeah.
can really fucking lean on the last fucking cowboy for him. But like he's just he's all teeth and no smiles. Like he's not it anymore.
He's definitely all teeth.
Like
He's definitely all teeth.
he raised the bar through COVID. He raised the bar through COVID. He carried the title. He gave WWE, and if you believe what you want to believe, he was the guy that made Netflix happen because he was
Mm,
cinema. Okay, you
Yeah.
give him all the flowers. You're not it anymore.
mm,
Punk is not it anymore. Drew McIntyre is a fucking dog shit fucking champion. The boil has gone off fucking Sami Zayn. The only fucking person in
Oh,
WWE
I
without
don't agree.
hand
No,
on fuck on who? Sammy.
I don't think it has.
Sammy they missed the boat on Sammy. We can retool him and we can rework him, but there is the word here is story. There is
mm.
no fucking story to Sammy. Zero. Fucking he has nothing to offer. He is a Mick Foley promo. That is it. He gives fucking nothing. His in-ring work is flawless and fucking boring. I fell to fucking asleep watching Drew McIntyre and Sammy. They were oil and water. They did not mix. Drew McIntyre fights a certain way. Sammy fights a certain way, which happens to be both of them fight the wrong way. Drew McIntyre fights as if he has something to prove, and
I would agree with that, but
Sami Zayn fights as if he's 2 fucking tons bigger than he is. I'm sorry, Sami Zayn punch kick, blue thunder bomb, haluva kick, bore the fucking hole off me. He hasn't got it. He is perfect. Seth Rollins is perfect. Dolph Ziggler was perfect. It's fucking boring. He's not who he was anymore. Sammy is full story, heart. How many times can he get knocked down? How many times can he lose? How many times can we see him be a bitch to Kevin Owens, be a bitch to Roman Reigns, be a bitch to Drew McIntyre? What the fuck else does he have left?
I
There's
this
no
is
more
why
notes. There's no more
this
notes to play.
this is why I partly think he gets into the in a world title match, right? I do think he's getting a world title match at Mania because if they don't, then he is dead.
He's
That's it.
But
I
see,
I think
this is what we're
I think
talking
he's
about with the offer.
dead. I think he's dead already now after this. I think they fucked him badly, very badly.
I would suspect
Yeah.
he will be the newly guy in the elimination chamber. That's the way I would kind of see that going forward. Now I don't know. I would assume they're doing like a women's and a men's with elimination chamber. And for what it's worth, I agree with Aaron. I think Finn's probably winning the men's chamber to set up
Would
CM,
hope
with his
so.
match with
Yeah.
CM Punk. But I would suspect Sammy will be the newly person in that. But again, much to kind of Brian's point, and I kind of see where it's coming from. I'm actually again, hello, Mr. Fence Sitter. Well, it's me here. Come on, I'll make some space here. I understand Brian's point in terms of like I think the character is a little bit kind of like over like stale and stuff like that. And I understand that from that respect. I don't think it's necessarily Sammy's fault though because Sammy is always being put into storylines that don't really track with him, if you know what I mean. Because let's be face it, he really fell on his feet with the Uso storyline.
Mm.
And the stuff with Kevin Owens is so natural. I think Sammy is a very natural storyteller in the ring and in a
Mhm.
promo when the
He's
program is
too
right.
he's too
When it suits
he's
him, I
subtle.
think it's very, very good. But he's not
There
an all
there
rounder like some people can be.
there's it's it's the age old Booker talent and timing. So it was the wrong. What the fuck was Sammy doing there with Drew? It was a fucking. He was never gonna fucking win. They didn't build it up enough. Yeah, he talked about his fucking kid, but that's not. That's old fucking hat.
But realistically, he got the
Like,
title
give us
shot because it was in Saudi Arabia,
and they
and
already did
that's
that. They already
Yeah.
did that before Montreal, and I get it. But there was no fucking real reason to it, and they weren't gonna. The problem being, Drew wasn't able to Drew. He wasn't able to fucking really rally against his hometown because they're paying for it.
Yeah.
It was muted and it was subdued and it was fucking neutered. But
The
only for
only way Drew can't do that, as you said, because it's not his own town. So then you have to do the whole religion thing.
yeah.
And they
And
fucking
we're not
doing
doing
that.
that either. Yeah.
We
A
ain't
Scottish,
fucking doing that,
a
so-
Scottish person having strife with religion. Jesus, fuck it.
A Rangers fan having strife with religion.
Nom 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 nom. Delicious, delicious, delicious. But it's something that I fucking hate the trope of the nearly man. It's not good tension. It's shit wrestler. Sammy has been proven time and again to be fucking crap. And it's infuriating because he comes out to ska music and I fucking love ska music. Like I haven't seen him in NXT and his heel run and he was nasty and he was great and he was bitter and there was something there and now he's just the guy who fucking loses. He's a loser.
I think that's the fear with Sami Zayn,
he
is that
needs a
he is going
win.
to be put into that Dolph Ziggler box of like he'll come kind of to and fro over a year, have a few maybe chances, and then not get it. I think that's the frustrating thing for him, is that it'll be very easy for him to be put into that box, and unfortunately, I don't think he'll be able to get out of it.
He's
But
been
much to Aaron's
tripped.
point, he needs a big win. But
He's
like
been tripped
the big
up.
win is not what we're getting from this. It's going to come out of the blue, and it won't feel earned. Because I think with Sami Zayn, the story has to be strong.
Triple H is a fucking coward of a booker. Coward.
100% agree.
Someone gets hot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Someone gets hot and he cools them off so they can fucking produce an unreal fucking episode about it. Fuck off.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's part of my problem with the overproducing of it.
It's the equivalent of a blacksmith. Tapering and cooling is a point of the process, but you still have to finish the fucking sword. You still have to finish the fucking armor or the fucking horseshoe. He is languishing these fucking guys and girls, and he is stretching this fucking season after season after segment of it's overly fucking stretched out and watered down. Sami Zayn should have bet Roman Reigns. That was it. That was the moment. I'm going to work my way through the Usos. It's Usi. It was great. It was great. It was great. It was great. And it peaked and it fucking fell. He has not been able to pick himself up since. The best part he could fucking do was run it back with fucking Kevin Owens. And that started to heat him up again. I put the fire back in him, and they could have pulled the trigger on him there, but they didn't. I don't know the machinations of that fucking company, but I can tell you, if you want to get over, leave. Just leave.
Well, just ask Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, if it's AEW, fucking 2 weeks in AEW.
By the way, I did see a very brilliant tweet about Tommaso Ciampa's winner. I'm not gonna fucking stay on this long, but I found it very funny. AEW has gone past their WCW 2000 phase, and now they're in their AEW TNA 2010 phase.
Yeah.
Oh, you were in the other company. Here's a fucking belt. Andrade, oh, you were in the other company. Beat up a fucking biggest star, Kenny Omega. Fuck it.
It's like, and
God.
Ciampa is and like, it's a weird thing. There's such a microcosm of NXT Black and Gold where you're like, oh my god, Triple H finds someone and they're best buddies and he puts the arm around them and they're gonna be looked after and cared for. Holy fuck, did he not care about them when it fucking mattered? You know who Triple H is putting over? Nick Khan. That's who Triple H is putting over. He is just such a sneaky fuck. He can do it, but he just fucking won't. Jonathan, you've said it in pastures other. He is a seasonal booker.
Yeah.
And it's WrestleMania season. The fucking thing to do was to let LA Knight come back and win. LA Knight had all the fucking run and all the fucking heat. He could have bet up the fucking all the Samoans, win the fucking thing, and at least that would have been a fucking god damn. He came back, ran through everybody, and got fucking jobbed out. I'm like, can Triple H drive a car? Does he know how gears work? Because
I
he
think
went from
to extend the metaphor, I think Triple H can drive a car. I think the problem is that there's 13 other people who also are driving the car at the same time, and they're all competing for the pedals. Like this is the central kind of issue. Like the reason why the NXT environment works so well is because it ultimately is just okay, not maybe a one person, but at least three or four people that are able to
It
kind of
was
move the
him.
fridge magnets
It was
around.
him. It was him,
And
Regal,
Regal, yeah,
and
Dusty
two
at
of
the
his
start.
mates.
and Dusty, yeah,
And it was that's the reason why Black and Gold NXT worked.
Well,
No, did it have its moments where they kind of overdid shit? Of course they did.
he
Tommaso
counter
Ciampa and Gargano.
he
It was
counter programmed Vince. He
yeah.
counter programmed Vince so much that they became the third brand by fucking force.
yeah.
And
They
then
were a good alternative to the WWE content inside the WWE content.
It
Like
was
they
in
were,
it was indie WWE.
but he
That's what it
has
was. It was
nothing.
indie WWE.
Triple H has nothing. He's a counter-attacking booker. And he has
mm,
nothing to counter.
yeah,
He has everything. All of the resources, all of the money, all of the time. He has nothing to fight against. He's won.
Mm.
He has
yeah,
the roster, the money, the unlimited fucking time frame. At least during a television program, the age-old television program, you had a time out. You had times to hit. You could counter that and work with that and make it work. Pay-per-views had a fucking set time to fucking work with. He can spin around on his fucking Mickey and fart a dart at a globe and run an event there, and it will be successful. He has nothing. He is a counter-culture guy. He is
mm,
DX. He is the person who takes what is there, and the only reason he became a main eventer because he knew he couldn't be a fucking face. So he countered that and became a heel.
Mm.
He has nothing to counter anymore. He has nothing to push against, and he won't fucking legitimize AEW. Not that they
hmm
fucking need it, because personal opinion aside, we're not talking about it, but there's no justification in that. There's no business strategy there. You could, in theory, try to do it with TNA or Evolve or AAA, but he
yeah.
has nothing to lean against. He's a man without
I I
resistance.
think he
Yeah.
is as much as Vince was just like it's me or no one. Triple H probably in the back of his head was like, I kind of hope TNA does better because it works for everyone. But he can't exactly give them people. He can't just hand them. He can't bring Tony Khan up tomorrow and go, it's what reigns for 6 months. He can't. So it's not like when he was in NXT, he could take fucking whoever for a couple of weeks. Becky, for instance, when she was
Mm,
NXT champion. I don't know if he was the booker around then, but she elevated in the space of a couple of weeks. She made Tiffany Stratton, Leia Vicaria, main roster stars
mm.
of one fucking run of the belt. And then she lost it to
Bianca?
Roxanne.
Roxanne
Oh,
Perez, I
the
think. Yeah.
IC.
I think so, yeah. You made
Maxine.
3 new women stars. All of them were in the fucking rumble. All of them look like fucking stars.
Mm,
It's his issue, and his biggest issue is he doesn't know when to pull the fucking trigger. As you said, he's in a car. He knows how to drive the fucking car. But when he's got fucking 10 fellas behind him going, no, go left, no, go right, no, go
yeah,
straight on,
I think
don't take the
that's the
roundabout.
big problem. Is looks it's so unfocused, and it's a case where like it does just require someone at the top of the trees to say, here's my red lines. Judgment Day are doing this. Fucking Drew McIntyre is doing this, and Cody Rhodes is doing this. Right. Your job now is to get us from A to B with minimal fucking fuss. And
The
there's your 3
entire
stories, or there's your
the
4 stories, and go from there.
Hmm.
I can surmise the entire thing, and it's a parallel of Triple H's career. Triple H is a me wrestler. Me.
Yeah,
Me. Only me. Everything me. Now he is the guy.
yeah,
He cannot, he could or should be selfish as the booker, like a Vince. But he has gone
Hmm.
his entire career building the strength of me that he has no we. His brand for NXT. We are NXT.
Hmm.
Where's the We Are WWE?
Mhm.
Where's your community? Where's your fans? He is objectively ignoring, bullshitting, and lying to everyone around him. You wanna know why? New kayfabe, brother.
Well, again,
He's
it
I
he's
am.
annoys the fuck out of me. He is front and center for the advertising for WrestleMania. When, let's be realistic, he would have been slagging off Vince Russo for doing the same thing back in 20, like what, 30
He would
years
have.
ago at this stage now for WCW. So, I
but
mean, you tell me who's the bad guy there.
for the people who care about that and still buy the fucking stuff, there's so much of what he's overly clever in that he is using Twitter
Mm,
to count. He's counter booking Twitter. That's what he's
yeah,
counter booking.
Yeah.
But it's gone so meta now that it's convoluted.
yeah.
It's
It's.
really
Oh my
easy.
god. This is it. Oh my god. I just got the way you said that. It's like he's Westworld. Do any of you know what happened with Westworld and how that was
I know
fucking
exactly what you're talking
yeah?
about. Westworld, yeah,
The
yeah,
first season was his NXT. The second season was his Bloodline. It was still
mm.
great. Not as good as NXT, but it was still great. And everyone's figured out what he's fucking doing. So the writers think, we're smarter than he. So he's trying to come up with new fucking ideas. And most of the time they don't fucking work.
So,
And
so
eventually
what we're saying
people
is that Triple H is the J.J. Abrams of bookers, which is quite frankly an uncomfortable fucking
Jesus.
notion.
Wow.
Because you can say that
yeah.
you qualify the same with Lost. To be honest, like that's the same kind of metaphor we're
I don't
talking
think
about here.
JJ Abrams had anything with Westworld, did he?
He was more an exec. He was executive producer on that, I think.
Yeah. But that's why that went to shit. That's the reason I stopped watching halfway through season 2. There
Did
was like,
Yeah,
this is not as fun as it.
were
This
yeah.
is
either were either of you insulted at the fact that I know that we got two of the same type of matches twice? We got two rumbles and two heels go over with a shocking victory over the babyface.
Honestly,
mm,
like that was gonna happen though. You see that this is why I wasn't particularly invested in Drew Sammy for the for this particular pay per view, because Drew Sammy was intended was really on the card because the Royal Rumble was in Riyadh, whereas I think the more natural match that would have been better on this pay per view. Just if it wasn't in Riyadh, if it was in the US, if it was a standard Royal Rumble affair, CM Punk versus Finn Balor would have been a perfect match for the middle of this show. But they had to put
mhm,
Drew. They felt obliged to put Drew and Sami on the card because it was in Saudi Arabia. There's absolutely no reason for it because I can guarantee you, if Sami Zayn was in that Royal Rumble, and let's just say for argument's sake, the final three were Sami Zayn, Roman
Yeah.
Reigns, and Gunter. That is far more captivating than any other permutation they had up to that point. Because then again, you can imagine the scenario of like if Sammy had been in from like say where Cody was from like 11 or 12, let's say, absolute banjacks, even though it's only been like a fucking half an hour. Like the storytelling beats aside, let's say, and you have Roman in his fresh and all these other things, and then Gunther comes in number 30 after AJ Styles, like retiring AJ Styles. Sammy's got two perfect dance partners there to work with narratively. He doesn't
Even
have the same chemistry with Drew,
mhm.
even
so that's why I felt that if there was one real square peg in the show, it was the Drew Sami Zayn match. But I think that was always going to be the square peg because it was following the Rumble, so you couldn't really win. Someone was getting the dead spot, and they just didn't want to fucking fly the tag team
like,
champions out there.
but it was like to see the AJ Gunter match, which was, I think, perfect. One of
Yeah,
the best wrestling matches I
Yeah.
have ever
it
seen.
was so absorbent. It was so well done, and
Like,
I definitely want to talk about that match
like, but like
match
that
later
my
on. Yeah,
to consider that it was the exact same type of technical match
yeah.
that, and I just got so fucking pissed off with that I was just like, oh, a flat finish and the heel goes over. It's like, you fucking bitches.
Well,
Have it be a
they've,
DQ. Have Sammy fire up and hit him on a fucking chair or something for fuck's
yeah.
sake.
Or
Like,
Drew
I
but
Williams
think
or something.
that's
Exactly.
what I'm
Yeah,
annoyed with Sammy is that he just came off like if someone talked. Now, I'm not the type of guy to get fucking angry about stuff, but if you're gonna play off the fact that you talk about my family, I'd have been DQ'd on the fucking spot. On the
mm,
spot. If you're gonna play that I'm the fucking angry dad, you don't want to see me be angry dad. I will burn a village. I will go fucking nuts. All that fucking styrofoam that you used your fucking slave labor for will melt under my rage. Melt. It's just not happening. Where that's where you can I can't, as a storyteller and a fan and a dad, turn around and go, Sami Zayn's a bitch.
Hmm.
He is just
Yeah.
he needs
He's
to
booked.
stand
He's
in.
booked to be a bitch. The
He
person
needs to
behind it is
like,
not a bitch. But
but
yeah,
then
I
you
know what you mean.
take no, but you character. You take the
The
character,
character.
looking
Yes,
at the
this is what we're referring
character
to. Yeah.
that I am being seen and shown. That mother has more fucking integrity than I've had fucking hot cups of tea. The man, the character needs a serious fucking talking to, and that could be interesting if they allow that happen. It's a natural flowing narrative. But from one character's beginning, in hoping to get a genesis of the real fucking Sami Zayn and a fighter and an actual genuine proper fucking build for him to the world title, you have an ending of a
Hmm.
character in AJ Styles.
That's why I think if they do a Fatal 4-Way for Mania, right, the best booking of it should be Drew focuses entirely on Roman Reigns. He forgets about the other two
Yeah.
because he doesn't see them as a threat. Because he's already beaten Cody and he's already beaten fucking Sammy, right? Has he ever beaten Roman Reigns? I don't think he has,
No, he hasn't.
right?
No,
So
run-ins
that
and
should be his focus.
shenanigans.
Yeah,
Like
it's
if
always been
like that'll
shenanigans.
that
So
can be
no,
fine.
no, wait, hold on a second, right? So we already have Cody, who you've already said is starting to get a little bit stale. We should probably maybe let the die out of his hair.
Mhm.
They're already fucking kind of teasing that anyway.
Yep.
Let that bubble a bit for the next couple of months.
Mhm.
And then in amongst all of this, all of them don't take Sami Zayn seriously at all. And not in a bad way, but to your point, you're kind of a fucking bitch. You're always just there and you never fucking win it. And are you gonna fucking win it? No. You'll be the one eating the pin. That's where I think it is. And if they book it right and he does eventually snap in that match where he knows him using a chair or him using a table or whatever isn't technically against the rules
That'll
or whatever.
probably
Let's
be
say if
him eating the pin at Mania will probably be the genesis of that, because they like to
Yeah.
book
Exactly.
Mania
Yeah.
to Mania. So it'll probably
possibly,
be
yeah.
Sammy will be the person to eat the pin, probably, and that'll work, and it'll keep fucking Cody and blah blah blah, blah all them reasons, right?
Yeah.
Permutations. So
But if you wanted to go
that
around that way, you have a great way of booking everything,
yeah.
and Drew ends up losing his belt to the two people, one of the two people he didn't fucking pay attention to.
I would
And I don't
even
think Cody
keep,
needs another Mania win for the title.
I'd even
So
keep
if you gave it to
I'd keep the
Zayn,
belt. I'd keep the belt on Drew. He needs
I
to
agree.
fucking stay
Yeah.
legitimate for a while. Again, if
Yeah.
he loses that belt badly, he's dead.
See, this is the thing, you see, like because his title win was so sudden, like you have to make it not seem like an accident. Kind of way. Like
mm,
it's like the fact that like Drew is now after like the baton is dropped in front of Drew's feet. Now he's after taking it, he's legging it, and he's not giving it back. So therefore, I would have him. Well, whatever happens down the road, let's just say I don't subscribe to the Fatal 4-Way idea. I do think it is just going to be Drew Reigns, for
hope it's
WrestleMania,
not.
and I think the reason for that would be this is Roman Reigns kind of bowing out of the main event picture. I think this is him essentially going, like, this is my last rodeo as a main event draw, as the guy who's going to close out WrestleMania, and the person to dethrone him is going to be Drew McIntyre. Now, again, for what it's worth, I don't think Drew McIntyre is the next Roman Reigns. I'm not saying that, but for the interim period, for until Cody gets his mojo back, which will presumably be as a villain, he will then become that person. But I don't believe that like Drew McIntyre will be that champion for a year and a bit. He will be a perfectly good SmackDown World Champion, while I'd say the kind of world title picture is a little bit more fluid on Raw, because I think there'll be more people in the mix after Punk. So I think that's where I'm going with this, or at least if there is going to be a monster on the brand, I think it's going to be with Gunter as opposed to Drew. If that kind of correlates to what I'm saying.
mhm.
So
Like Drew
that's where I
could,
think that's where I think the direction of travel is going anyway.
like I
For
can see.
my sake.
I just wish it wasn't done the same fucking way. I just wish
Yeah.
that Drew would have won in a different fucking manner.
Yes.
Just with a different fucking, a different fucking shade of fucking red. For fuck's sake, lads, you're copying each other's fucking homework.
Have you noticed that
Like,
Triple H really doesn't like DQ wins anymore? Like he wants like he's kind
He
of like taking
doesn't.
the feedback of people having to win clean a little bit too literally, where he's not been like he feels like because like he's had to listen to the discourse of wrestling fans for so much about being sick of dusty finishes or sick of DQ or gammy losses in any
It's
respect.
more a Drew thing. Drew's matches are fucking weird.
Yeah.
He wrestles weird. He wrestles,
He doesn't wrestle any different between face or heel.
but
Like
he
he still
doesn't.
does his
But
moves and that's it.
yeah, like that. I find that really kind of. He's a little bit kind of just. And then I'm gonna do that spot, that spot, that spot, that spot, that
Yeah.
spot. When I'm like, you are far more entertaining. Let it breathe, brother.
You're
Gunter it.
you're a
Let
wind
it
up.
breathe.
Like you should be a more of a wind
He-
up. Like
but
that's
he's
yeah.
so fucking like I would have loved him if he taunted Sammy and egged him on, but he couldn't do that in Saudi. Fucking bastards! He really should have egged on the crowd and cheered them on, and that's his. He's great at that, but he was fucking
Like with
neutered.
Punk, with the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, but like all Drew's an antagonizing giant. Part of that, I find that fucking odd anyway as a character. That fucking beefy Angus fucking meaty man is a shitty antagonist Twitter troll. Are you insane? That doesn't match. That should be Sammy. They should
Mm.
swap fucking gimmicks. Sammy being an antagonizing, shit-eating heel, the fucking frame on him, would be far more fucking make sense
Mm.
visually than seeing Drew McIntyre, who can lift a house, for fuck's sake. Why is he being so fucking like Triple H? What the fuck are you doing? You have the Scottish Terminator, and you're having him make crap jokes on social media and stealing bracelets. Are you afraid he's going to take Stephanie McMahon from you? Is that what it is?
I don't know. You probably that. Do you think he just looks at Drew McIntyre and just sees the soul of like Andrew Martin in his eyes or something like that? It's like fuck, he's back for revenge.
Like, listen, I'll take Andy fucking Murray at this stage, for fuck's sake. Like, bring back Tim Henman. But like, it's
Jesus, I haven't heard that name in a while.
there's
Let's
a
not get that
reference.
far now, Brian. Jesus.
But like,
Like,
it's just something that it's just something that Drew McIntyre has everything.
yeah.
Sami Zayn has everything, and they fucked it. They fucked it bad. We'll say it was because there was too much sand in their sandwiches, but fuck me, that was dog shit.
It was,
It
unfortunately.
was dog shit on its own merit, but it paled in comparison to the other singles match.
He did, and we will be discussing the match in that match in our second half. But we'll take a bit of a breather from the Rumble chats to if anything to decompress and to de-steam a little bit. So, to basically sign off on the first half of this pod, we're going to switch to our list of the top graps. New intro here because I actually had time to work on it this time. So, obviously, you guys weren't at the previous show to have made the list to begin with, but this is our little palate cleanser between talking points where we're going to try and basically establish our top trumps of wrestling, stars, most interesting people in the sphere for the time being. So. It's pretty simple. I'm going to give you the top 10 names that we've had from the previous one. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically reshuffle the order to what we think is appropriate. But you can only take one name off the list and add one on. So there will be some weeks where like some people are kind of getting by the skin in their teeth. But for the argument's sake here, this is the fun bit, is the trying to basically see who survives and who doesn't over the few weeks. So in ascending order, at number 10, we have Raquel Rodriguez. At number 9, we have Jacob Fatu. At number 8, from Impact, Mike Santana. And from number 7, the team of Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Now, I will say this one can be switched to a solo entry at any given point, but for now, we're keeping it as a tag team. Number 6, from AEW, Kyle Fletcher. From number 5, Finn Balor, who, of course, didn't feature at all during the Saudi weekend. Number 4, Drew McIntyre, as you just mentioned. Number 3, the current AEW World Champion MJF. And up at the top, then, again, preluding to the conversation we're going to have in the second half, number 2 is Gunther, and number 1 is AJ Styles. So, we'll start off with who we think is off the list first.
AJ.
Who are we?
Bye. Fuck him, he's dead.
I, for what it's worth, I still think AJ Styles would be on this list because, as again, it's a bit of a preview. I don't think we've seen the last of Mr. Styles personally, but that's just me.
They were very
I
clear to say it's the end of his WWE career.
They did, yes. So
look, without, I'm not going to go into it. There's a particular moment in how he walked out of the ring, and I loved it, and I will talk about that at length. But
yes,
for this list, for right here, right now, fuck him, he's gone. Fuck him. Fuck him.
What are you saying, Aaron? Out of that list, who's falling out the list for you?
Dave is going to be angry at this, and then hopefully he's going to stop. I'm going to take Kyle Fletcher over him.
Okay.
And I'm going to put in another AEW fella.
All right.
Even though I don't watch much of their shows, I think Tommaso Ciampa coming back and immediately winning the belt.
There he is. I Ciampa there.
Okay. Interesting. And so
you can feel the rage. You can feel the rage there where I'm taking Kyle Fletcher out, and I'm going to replace with another AEW lad because I can sometimes be complimentary to AEW, by the way.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I've no idea what the fuck Kyle Fletcher's been doing. The last time I saw him, he was wrestling with Aussie Open in Ireland. So,
I don't know anything that's like he was all over my timeline for a bit when he shaved his head first. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think he's fucking doing much since.
No, he's kind of he is basically the front man of the Don Callis faction, if that's or rather he's the
he's in purgatory.
Yeah, a little bit.
So
like he's like
Kyle,
he's basically like he's almost like the outboard engine for the faction, if that makes sense. So he's the one that did get repackaged a lot, kind of gone into like again, he's kind of trying to go into this kind of iconoclast kind of vibe, like the likes of a Dragunov and some others have gone to, but he hasn't really been able to actually pull the trigger yet. But again, the key thing is that it's almost like there's inevitability of him eventually become the top guy. For what it's worth, from what I've seen of AEW, I don't personally see it myself.
They've not been wrong because just a fucking little segue. The person that they thought was going to be the heavyweight champion years ago was Adam Page. I didn't rate him at the time, and fuck me, I was proven wrong. So.
Absolutely, and in fairness, the match that I was looking at was himself and Adam Page, and beyond the match basically being a few minutes too long for my liking. I thought the match was perfectly fine, but again, AEW has its own style, and it's very much a case of moves for the sake of moves, and that's what that match was for me. But I think that's also kind of like,
how dare you, Jonathan? It is the greatest wrestling company on earth. It's where the best wrestle. You just don't understand it.
Yeah,
that's when I know you're working, Aaron, because you get very squinty when you're bullshitting. So
I love how that's my tell when I'm not being serious.
That's your tell. That's your tell. Yeah.
I'm kind of half being serious, but in the same time, yeah.
You haven't happened to watch Letterkenny at all, Aaron, because there's a certain character there.
I've actually only ever watched the first season of it. I never went back to it. I really should.
It's really good. Just for those squinty eyes and tight jeans alone, suits.
I would also like to make a conversation here for Liv Morgan because she has won the Women's Rumble pretty much out of nowhere, and I think that is very much a case of now. Okay, what does she do next?
Well, if you're doing a straight swap, then fucking reef Rhea and Io out of there and throw Liv in the mix and then juggle accordingly. Because if you're gonna take like for like if I go through the list, AJ, right, he's dead. Gunther, yeah, great. MJF, fuck, who gives a fuck? McIntyre gone off the boil. Balor, fucking get him up there. Fletcher, that's the type of thing that's on an arrow. Rhea and Io, straight fucking swap. Santana, fucking great guitar player. Don't rate him as a wrestler. Jacob Fatu, welcome back. All is forgiven. And fucking Raquel. I mean, not exactly my favorite Ninja Turtle, but like we'll give her a fucking bash. Like between Rhea and Io and Raquel, there, the stories have changed now.
Yeah,
the stories are different. There'll be a different thing. There'll be a tag run. I would hope Rhea Ripley stays the fuck away from the main event and give herself a fucking break and the pressure and the shit we're told she goes through. So I would argue, just to be a real fucking bastard, and just give credit to the people who are worth talking about in the women's division. Raquel, yes. Sol Ruca, I would argue, needs
great shout as well.
More fucking flowers.
She had a great rumble. Fucking hell, she was brilliant.
She was the only other person who fucking moved like Rhea to me, and I'm like, damn, she was great to watch. And hey,
Yeah.
who doesn't love a checkered pattern? But it was just something that she was so interesting to watch, and I've seen clips of her, but I got it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can tell you've trained with Shawn Michaels. God
Yeah.
damn. God damn. If she comes out in assless fucking chaps and wearing a cowboy hat, we'll look at her look at her wonky eye, because it might be Sean. Amazing.
She has
The
she has
crucifix
to
is
get her
already given
face
away.
smashed into a TV on Raw by Chris Jericho first, then she could be shot.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's coming
exactly.
back,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
she could. And
Yeah.
Chris
That's
Jericho's
true.
really good at punching women in kayfabe.
In kayfabe. He had to specify that in kayfabe.
I just walked
Okay.
up to the line on
You
that one.
did. You did. It was a hop, skip, and a jump over.
There's a
Okay,
fucking
so let's.
cognitive, but like, yeah, I would think like Rhea and Io aren't it at the moment.
Sure.
Raquel, you could argue you could tie that to Liv, and that could be interesting. But that,
So,
like the
so
hot,
we'll keep her at number 10 then. Was what we'll say then. We'll keep her.
yeah,
Raquel Rodriguez at number 10.
I'd give Rhea and Io the fucking night off and put Liv in there if we're
Okay.
doing a straight swap. The other people I have of note are Ciampa, the Rascals,
Oh,
because
not bad.
they
Good
just
show.
they've tickled
Yeah.
me, and I'm like, oh, this is really, and their in ring is great, but they're just odd. They've an odd cadence to them.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they
That's
happen to
good.
be.
No, that is good. That is good.
And my boy at the moment, after recently watching his interview with Chris Van Vliet, Kit Wilson, put
Okay,
the
he's
rocket,
also in the round there a little bit, and again,
put
it's
the
nice to
rocket.
see someone getting over for their fucking theme song in the year in the era of fucking Def Rebel. It's so nice to see a theme music being catchy.
He's gonna.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We didn't hear either of them at all on
Did you hear that, Brian? I didn't hear
No.
that. Who's she?
Oh, it was just the point was made from the gallery that neither Kit Wilson or Joe Hendry made an appearance in Saudi.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised Joe Hendry didn't make an appearance.
Yeah.
No one said his name. Like that's
He
that.
couldn't
No,
be-
no one.
yeah,
You know
that's
what? No one
exactly
did
it.
say his name, and he
Yeah.
can't be there unless someone says his name. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
It's Kit Wilson for me. It's just like I'm so fucking casual that I'm like, who's this? Look at theme song. I've seen what they've done in Pretty Deadly, and seeing what he's doing. He's the evolution of Tyler Breeze and Fandango.
Yeah, he's very
He's just
Tyler Breeze energy.
that
to me,
kind of
yeah.
that
Yes.
slightly effeminate, kind of quirky, kind of Adam Rose style, kind of just this kind of wayfared kind of camp.
Like
Exactly,
camp. Yeah.
He is, and it's just he knows when to he can do something that MJF can do really well, that I've seen with CVV.
Yeah.
He knows when to just turn the kayfabe a little bit.
Yeah.
Just that little sharp turn, that little moment where you're like, oh, I'm working now, fuck you.
Yeah,
And he
exactly.
takes that little side road into like saying things, and it's just you know what? Can't fucking wait for him to interact with Jericho. That's gonna be fucking great.
Oh, actually, that's gonna be nice.
That's gonna be tasty.
Yeah, that's gonna be good.
But no,
Okay, so we have Raquel
Kit-
Rodriguez at number 10. Who are we? Are we sticking to? Who do we want at number 9 from our current list? First of all, are we all agreed on our new entry? Are we going for Tommaso Ciampa or Liv Morgan, just based on the conversation, or indeed, if we're going for Sol Ruka or anyone like that as our new entry?
I don't know.
I think stick with Liv. Yeah,
Liv is gonna if they do it right, Liv will carry the company to Mania.
Okay, I'm gonna put Liv Morgan in at number 7
because everything that falls from it, you can have Balor and you can have Raquel, and everything's gonna they need a faction to run things through. Judgment Day has it now, so let's go. And also, yay, JD might get booked at Mania.
One can only hope, yeah. Okay, so at number 9 then, Jacob Fatu is currently still there. Is he moved up or down?
Just say, Mania is a very big stage. Still not big enough for his giant head. So I don't think
he should be on both.
Yeah,
he should be on both nights.
In fact, that's where they might be able to fit his head in. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why they made it 2 nights in preparation. So we have Jacob Fatu at number 9. Are we keeping him there at number 9? Or are we?
I think he's more. I would even say he's more interesting given that what's been going on. So I would. The fuck is Santana doing there?
All right, we're gonna.
Get him at the bottom of the fucking list, along with fucking MJF.
What
and
is
Fletcher.
Santana doing now? What the fuck is he even doing at the moment?
Well, it was Jamie's pick because basically he's been carrying the Impact brand for the last year.
He's doing a fucking
Yeah.
he's doing a fucking Eddie Light on it. He's I can't believe it's not Kingston. Fucking is.
To be fair,
Everything he does, the fucking Puerto Rican hard man, and I like him, and he does have a touch of the heart and a touch of the vein about him that you can really believe what he's saying. But the belt looks
I
shit
still
on him.
can't get over, by the way, when we recorded that fucking the Universal Mode thing. And I was just like, Eddie Kingston is like a fucking monster. And Dave tried to turn around and go, well, his natural successor was Darby Allin. And I nearly pissed blood at how angry I was.
This
So
is the draft that never made the air. Yeah.
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 Okay.
There was just something there where I was just like, you fucking bastard.
Right then. So from the conversation, I am presuming that the bottom list is going to look like this. So Raquel Rodriguez at 10, Michael Santana down 1 at 9, Kyle Fletcher down a couple to 8, Liv Morgan new entry at 7, Jacob Fatu up to 6. Would that be reasonable to everybody?
Yeah, get him in there. He's kind of in there. I'd like to throw fucking Liv up a little bit further, to be honest with you, because it's WWE are hot at the moment, so I think it should reflect.
Okay, well then, where do you think she should
land? Royal Rumble to go to Mania. She should be fine.
Get her at least in the top 5. Let's put a bit of respect on the name.
Fair enough. All right then. So yeah, we can call your shots then. Where would you like her to sit then? If we're saying that if AJ Styles was starting at 1, let's go from there. So who would you say is number 1, the most interesting wrestler at the moment?
Well, Gunther. Perfect fucking wrestling match. Get him up there. Right, we're from fucking top up. We're gonna shift everybody. Okay. AJ has to be out of the top 5. Get him the fuck out of there. He's retired. Fuck him.
I'll take Aaron's view on that, because again, he's retired from WWE, but it's still
he took his gloves and he went home.
As it stands, he is technically retired, and there is no way of him coming back.
What other information could we be going off apart from what we saw?
Yeah.
Fuck Twitter.
Well, for the meantime, I will help out here, and I'll put AJ Styles number 5 then in that case, because then he's still he's still being discussed. We don't know what happens next to him. So realistically,
Balor goes up. Shove everyone up about MJF, because he's crap. God awful.
I don't think MJF is crap, but I'm standing by the fact that he is just fucking running down that contract before he gets the big money
again.
The better company.
Again, he's done it again. He bet on the wrong horse. He should have moved. He should have jumped that time.
I think it was probably better off for him not to move now and to move later on. He would have been caught in a shuffle now, whereas in about 2 years' time, they're probably going to need a bigger fucking heel, a big cunty heel.
I'll give it to you.
And I think that's probably going to be his moment to go, right, lads, gotta get beat, but there's like a Mania main event waiting for me over there, so I kind of got
He's too good to be so average. It's very frustrating. It's like watching fucking Usain Bolt running slow. You know, he's not doing it. He's not doing what he should be doing, because quite frankly, he is so much better than everyone else there.
Okay, could you imagine if he goes into WWE? Just a quick one here, though, because I don't want to keep pissing away time, because I have about a half an hour before I gotta fucking leave.
Well, that's the point.
If he does end up going to WWE at the end of his next contract, which I think is about 2 years away, right? At that point, you could probably have Punk going into his last run. So you have him against Punk, which was his key fucking rivalry anyway in AEW. Yeah. You have him against Cody again. You'll probably have him against Roman, one of his few matches that he has a fucking year, which would probably be fucking great. Probably have a really fun match with Jacob Fatu storyline as well. There's so much there you can do. There's enough ex-AEW guys that I think people would remember that I think it would work, and you have enough fucking dream matches there that you could run probably about 3 years worth of storylines without him getting any way, shape, or form board.
I can see him and Dom Mysterio being good friends. I think that him
and Dom Mysterio together as like a tag team would be
the new Judgment Day. Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're the judging day. Like MJF
the judging day. Yeah,
the judging day. Yeah. Okay, so here's my arbitrary top 10 list based off our discussion. So, number 10, Raquel Rodriguez. Number 9, Mike Santana. Number 8, Kyle Fletcher. Number 7, Jacob Fatu. Number 6, MJF. Number 5, AJ Styles. Staying at 4, Drew McIntyre. Number 3, Finn Balor. Number 2, their new entry, Liv Morgan. And at number 1, after retiring AJ Styles, is Gunther.
Yeah,
do you agree with that?
On that? I'm happy with that.
Yep.
We're happy with that. Are we all good? Excellent. So that's
Yep.
that's our top graps then for the week that is, and then hopefully when we do come back then in a couple of weeks' time, more things will have happened in the wrestling sphere, and
You,
we'll update that list again.
you have to, if you're posting that anywhere, John, you have to make sure Brian was on this episode. You have to put the caveat there because
Just a massive like asterisk with
yeah,
your face on it. Yeah, yeah, I
Brian
got you.
was
Yeah.
here. I have
Brian,
a logo. I have a logo as well.
Brian wrote this list. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Send you all your. I'll forward your address on then as well, so
Brilliant.
all correspondence can be forwarded to you instead.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Smile and wave, exactly. So, with that then, before we go back into the real world, let's bring you into the mirror universe for a while, shall we? Because that's so. This is what everyone's currently watching as we are speaking. So it's time to do a little round of creative control.
Personality. I know your anger. I know your dreams. I've been everything you wanna be. Oh, I'm a cult of personality. Like Mussolini and Kennedy. New world order. I'm the cult of personality. The cult of personality. The cult of personality.
So, let's tell you what's been happening in the Mirror Universe. So, when we left it last, we had just had our first pay-per-view of the year, which was TNA Hard to Kill, where, again, all the champions retained, proving the point of the pay-per-view. But I'll tell you what else has been happening in the sphere in that time. So, we've had 2 weeks of TV between Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and Dynamite and Impact. So, not much happening on Raw, it has to be said. We had a lovely little match there between the Jacob Fatu and or Solo Sikoa and Obafemi, with Obafemi having Bobby Lashley and MVP in his corner because, hey, look, guys, the Hurt Business is back in Raw. Whereas Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu were in the other corner. So Jacob Fatu actually won that match, would you believe? Elsewhere on Raw, we have a lovely little feud there between the Street Profits and the Motor City Machine Guns for the tag titles. That's all going particularly well.
Ooh, hook to my
And that'll lead into the Royal Rumble as well. On SmackDown, very much has been taken over by a feud between what seems to be a babyface Kevin Owens and a heel Cody Rhodes.
Yes, give it to me now. Give it to me right now.
Because Kevin Owens has had 2 singles matches, one against Randy Orton and the other against Ricochet, and on both occasions, Cody Rhodes attacked him afterwards with weapons, which will lead then into the pay-per-view match at the Royal Rumble.
He attacked him with brandy, who is a weapon. Thank you.
Correct. Yes. Actually, no. It was actually with it was actually kendo stick that said "I cured racism" written on the side.
It was he bludgeoned him with a bottle of Wheatley American vodka.
We're not sponsored, and we should say that better vodkas are available. Next up then is on NXT.
Have you tried Wheatley American vodka?
I don't intend to, Aaron, to be honest.
Well, I bet it's one of those ones where you think it's going to taste like absolute fucking ass, and ends up being actually not bad.
Considering it's American, I'm still expecting to kind of taste the grain of it, so I'm not really holding out on it, to be honest.
You know what? You know what? Wheatley American vodka goes really well with ice.
So with that in mind, then, so on NXT, we've had a few things happening. The women's mid card has been doing quite well for itself. We had a triple threat match between Stephanie Vickers, Jordan Grace, and Thea Hale. Non-title match. Thea Hale won that match, and then earned herself a non-title match against Stephanie Vickers, which Stephanie Vickers wins in the end as well. On Dynamite, a bit of a mixture of things going on. Ruby Soho beat the women's champion Toni Storm in a fatal four-way with herself, Athena, and Elektra Lopez also in the match.
Dang.
Whereas the, shall we say, the heavyweight feud is still currently between MJF and Orange Cassidy, which will possibly see resolution very soon.
Christ.
And we had a tag team match between the Young Bucks and the team of Okada and Ibushi. Ibushi currently the Intercontinental Champion
Delicious.
on AEW.
Fuck your neck.
And elsewhere on Impact, the Knockouts division very much taking center stage, as it looks like Steph DeLander is going to be Rosemary's next contender for her championship. And again, that'll also seek resolution at the next pay-per-view. But and speaking of pay-per-views, it's time to see how the Mirror Royal Rumble went. So this will sound like a terrifying concept, but there were 7 matches on this card. I only said the 7 mainly because otherwise there's no fucking game to it, because if there was 5 matches, hooray, it's a draw. So what we're going to do is I'm going to tell you the match card now, and then we're going to see if you can predict who won and who lost. So the show started with the Men's Royal Rumble.
Yep.
And I'm going to make it easier for you here because there's no way for you to know who all the entrants were. So I'm going to give you the final 4.
Excellent, yeah.
The final 4 at number 22 was Jacob Fatu.
Mm-hmm.
At number 23 was Omos.
Okay.
At number 25 was Karrion Kross.
Bollocks, I have to pick him.
Yeah. And number 27 was Josh Briggs.
Okay, yeah, I have to pick Kross because he's my favorite.
Okay. Yeah. Following then from the Men's Royal Rumble, we had a Falls Count Anywhere match. One of the other feuds that's been happening on Raw, kind of under the curve, let's say, has been between Nia Jax and Jada Parker. So that's reached resolution with a Falls Count Anywhere match at the Royal Rumble.
I don't know who the other woman is, so I'll pick the one I know who that is.
Okay, to put out some sexist there, Jada Parker's the one with the really fat arse in NXT that got viral one time because of it, and then says some anti-trans stuff, and now no one likes her anymore.
So not Nikita Lyons.
Not Nikita Lyons.
No, Nikita Lyons is just more MAGA. Jada Parker just said just overtly anti-trans shit.
Well, for all
no one, completely unprompted. No one asked her opinion.
Yeah, to be fair, actually, she just volunteered that.
For all my fucking dislike of Nia as a wrestler, actually seems like a lovely human being. So for that, yeah, cool. I know I'm burying the lead, but yeah, go ahead.
Fair enough. Next up then is the undisputed WWE Championship match under Extreme Rules between the defending champion Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens.
Yeah, fuck him, sideways bastard. Fucking stupid fucking cunt. Yeah.
Next match then is the match between the World Tag Team Champions Street Profits against the challengers, the Motor City Machine Guns, with of course the tag team titles on the line.
Yep, cool.
And Aaron, you'll be happy here, as you were the NXT General Manager. We have an NXT World Championship match, and it's a triple threat, no less, between the defending champion Ricky Saints, Ethan Page, and Jay Lethal.
Oh, how could you? Which one of them I want to kiss more?
What was Jay Lethal and who was the middle one?
Ethan Page.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're solely picking the people we want based on which one we want to kiss more, yeah?
Honestly, Brian, whatever gets you a more successful prediction, I'll leave that with you. That is entirely your twist. I am not here to presume your methods. Nearly there now. So we have then our World Heavyweight Championship match between CM Punk and number 1 contender Solo Sikoa.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we had our main event, which was the Women's Royal Rumble. So the final 4, much like the men's, we had at number 26 a surprise entrant from AEW, no less, Jamie Hayter.
Okay.
Then in the proverbial lucky number 27 was Rhea Ripley.
Okay.
At number 28, we had Isla Dawn.
Oh.
And number 29, Michelle McCool.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, God. Fucking God. Fucking God. Fucking
Miss Undertaker herself.
Indeed. So
fucking Michelle McFucking Chicken Nugget.
So we'll start off then with the Men's Royal Rumble. So who wants to go first with guessing who won the Men's Royal Rumble?
I'm going with my heart. He's my favorite boy. Cross.
Brian's going for Karrion Kross. Aaron, who do you think won the Royal Rumble?
It's a great
You're
shout.
gonna go with Jacob Fatu, right? Well, I
I
can
will
tell you.
say, I will say, I think it was almost, but I have to pick Cross. Yes.
Well, you should have gone with the brain instead of the heart,
Yeah.
Brian, because almost did win the
Yeah.
men's Royal Rumble
Oh,
in this
God.
situation,
Moral
and
victory.
he last eliminated Jacob Fatu in the
Yeah.
process.
Oh, fuck off.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
believe me, I
prove.
wasn't happy with it either.
I'm gonna prove. I'm gonna prove a lot of people that I am right about everything and I make the wrong decisions. Let's go.
Indeed. So unfortunately, no points for you at the start of that one.
Nope.
Next up then is the Falls Count Anywhere match: Jada Parker versus Nia Jax. So, who's going first?
Naya, 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 Naya,
And you can be
toilet.
the same person, by the way. You don't have to go contrary if you
Yeah,
don't need
no.
to. So if you're happy,
I don't know who the other person is, and after learning about her trans rights, pick Naya. Thank you.
Right? How
I'll
about you,
probably
Aaron?
just go with Parker because I feel the game is just going to pick the fucking young one.
Fair enough. Well, the correct answer was Nia Jax.
Yay!
God
Humanity.
damn it.
So,
God.
Brian, you're off the mark now on this one.
Up the
Uh,
fence.
Next up then is the WWE Championship match: Cody Rhodes or Kevin Owens.
Bastard and stupid fucking waste
Owens.
of fucking peroxide. I want Owens as well. Yeah, I pick Owens.
You're both going for Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
You were both right.
Yay! The world
Kevin
is
Owens
just.
is the new undisputed WWE champion.
Doesn't that sound great?
It does
Oh,
actually sound nice, doesn't it? Saying it,
sounds
yeah.
so lovely.
Yes, it does. It's very, very tasty indeed.
Dusty Rhodes' favorite child.
Yep, absolutely. What was the T-shirt? It was the son of an electrical engineer or something like that.
Yeah.
Was it?
Fucking
Some
great.
electrical engineer.
Was
Yeah.
it something like that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give him all the money.
Now,
It's great.
We're going to the proper hump of the match of the show now. The Tag Team Championships: Street Profits or the Motor City Machine Guns.
Pew 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 pew. Give me the guns. Come on.
Yeah.
You're
going for-
no,
you're
I'm
going for
gonna
Shane
go
and
with
Saban?
Street Profits.
Gotta be.
And you're going
I'm gonna
Street
go with
Profits.
Street Profits.
It's a
Yeah.
great fucking shout. But I love them. I love them boys.
Well, this is a retaining of Tag Team Championships. Street Profits retained. Motor City Machine Guns did not pull the big one off in the end, so it is 2 apiece between you now. As we move on then to our last 3 matches. Next up then, the triple threat match: Ricky Saints, defending champion, against Ethan Page and Jay Lethal.
Gimme Saints.
I'm gonna go Ricky Saints. Yeah.
Yes, he's so deliciously kissable.
He is very kissable, but unfortunately did not win.
Oh no.
We have a new NXT World Champion, and it's Ethan
It's
Page.
fucking. Yeah, I knew it. My brain
Christ.
should have went. Went with my brain on that one.
He's lovely though as well.
To be fair, yeah, I don't think you can go wrong either way. Now we move on then to our sub-main event, the World Heavyweight Championship: CM Punk versus Solo Sikoa.
Fuck it.
Oh, that's gotta be Punk.
Fuck it. Solo Sikoa.
Ooh, you feel like you're gonna be against the grain there a bit, Brian, are you?
He is so fucking entertaining and funny. God damn, let that man be a fucking baby face and let him be funny. He's hilarious. He high
To be fair, I
fived
don't think Aaron would ever go against CM Punk in this situation
No,
anyway.
absolutely not. And just for the pure meme of it all, CM Punk.
I'm just going as well with the logic of the game. Punk is the better one out of the two
Yeah.
of them,
stats wise.
and it just makes more sense for Punk to win. I think in the logic of the game and who they are.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that in mind, we have a new World Heavyweight Champion.
Up the fucking thumbs.
God-
There we go.
God damn it!
Solo Sikoa is now the World Heavyweight Champion on Raw.
Absolutely. All praise.
If just imagine that almost has a choice here between Solo Sikoa or Kevin Owens for his WrestleMania main event. That's the state of play here at the moment. And may God have mercy on all of our souls. Then we'll end it then on the Women's Royal Rumble. Who do we have? Jamie Hayter, Rhea Ripley, Isla Dawn, or Michelle McCool?
My heart hates this.
Ripley.
I love Hater. Rhea is the obvious choice. If Isla Dawn wins, I am clinically insane. And just for the meme of it, I'm going to pick Michelle McCool.
You're going Michelle McCool.
Yes.
Okay. Aaron, you're sticking with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah,
So one of you is right.
this is backfiring on me.
And it's fair to say
What?
it wasn't enough for Aaron. Michelle McCool won the Women's Royal Rumble.
Fuck me. How did The Undertaker get into this game?
I think the Undertaker might have been the SmackDown commissioner or something. I don't know. Maybe he's got
Fuck
stuck.
me.
Maybe he's got stuck in the brand or something. But yeah, Michelle McCool ends the night going to WrestleMania to presumably face Becky Lynch for the
Oh,
SmackDown Women's Championship.
please, Becky, kill her.
She
Kill
also
her.
if she
Now,
wanted to
in
switch
saying
brands, she
that,
had the choice to Io Sky on the other brand at the moment.
Oh, fuck. Although Io could really mess her up.
So there you go. Those are your two Rumble
Oh, it'd
winners.
be
So
kind of
Brian,
hilarious. It would be hilarious though, because Io would be pointing at herself, and then Michelle McCool would be pointing at her husband.
yeah, that would be that. I can actually see that happening, to be honest.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, Brian, you have won creative control for this week. So you get to change
Never,
one thing in the Mirror Universe.
never
What?
fucking doubt me. One thing, one
You can change one thing
singular.
in the Mirror Universe. Yes.
Ooh.
give me Punk. What?
Are you able to free agent people?
I could release people, hypothetically, yeah.
Release them? Like actually like get rid of them completely.
Well, it depends on the person, yeah. So like if they're not like doing anything, they could like defect to a different brand or something, yeah.
Oh. Agent
Give
of
me no Punk.
Agent of Chaos versus legitimate storytelling.
And again, also I would specify if like because I was thinking this myself, if you weren't happy with any of those Rumble winners, I could just do an Uno and just not have them go to WrestleMania.
Um just
That's
because
objectively.
I've had a through line through all of this, and I've just wanted to be as annoying as possible.
Okay.
How badly can I fuck with CM Punk?
Well, CM Punk has dropped the world title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What show is he on?
He's currently on Raw.
Okay. Okay. Um, I would like you to either just sack him outright and delete him from the game.
Not theoretically possible. We can make him a free
Okay,
agent.
fine. Yeah, make him a free agent
Okay.
if you can, or some means of have him not be on the show he's currently on,
All right.
but let it go to the wind. Let it go to the wind. Like
Okay.
I am not going to put him directly onto your show, Aaron, but
Mhm.
because we're here and because you look so lovely tonight, that is as much as I will allow, and we will let chaos reign from there.
So you want him to just show up somewhere else?
Yes.
Hmm.
I'm happy for you to auto-generate it. I'm happy for the lads to talk it out between themselves, of the general managers, and let them kind of justify. Yeah.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I have I have four different destinations for him.
Cool.
So
Yeah.
we
Actually.
can go SmackDown, we can go NXT, we can go Dynamite, or we can go Impact. So I'm gonna go arbitrary numbers here. So SmackDown is number one. I have a D4 here in case anyone's wondering. What do we do this week? Right, NXT number one because that's the Tuesday. No, I'm trying to remember my own scheduling. One is Dynamite, two is NXT, three is Impact, and four is SmackDown. Well, according to the dice here, he's going to either go to SmackDown. Should you choose? Brian, do you accept these terms?
Yes.
Very well.
Yes.
And this also works out terrifically well because Jamie's call was that he wanted to draft Roman Reigns out of NXT. So
Yeah.
Roman Reigns is going to go to Raw now and will appear there and start wreaking havoc. Now that Solo Sikoa is world champion, potentially
quite
almost has to get through the final boss to get to WrestleMania. That's a bit tasty, all right. Now, Aaron, seeing that you are losing a star on NXT, I have a couple of stars I can offer you in terms of going to NXT. We'll have this conversation off screen, and we shall perhaps discuss what happens next. Let's end the show then with a little bit of a palate cleanse. Let's have that kind of final discussion we were going to have about the Gunther AJ Styles match. Obviously, we kind of preluded it a little bit at the start of the show and said it was absolutely tremendous. And obviously, like I think it was the best match of the night. I still think it's the Women's Rumble that kind of beat out the Gunther AJ Styles match.
I'd
But I
say
think
Gunther AJ. I prefer a standard match anyway. I don't particularly
yeah.
like schmozzies. It's just a personal thing. And it holds more weight in wrestling. overall. The main reason is subtleties.
Mm-hmm.
Gunter put on a sleeper and got AJ's hair out of his face so he could sell properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's detail and that's care and that's craft.
Mm.
Apart from the fact he wouldn't be able to breathe properly with his hair, ironically, in his face
Yeah.
while he's putting on a sleeper. Haha. But there's just you could just see the steam going out of AJ, and then the ref fucking by his side going, "You lost, bud. I'm sorry." He's like, "What? Just brilliant."
I saw a lot of people really upset with the ending, and again, it was the same kind of end. Like, I suppose it's a wider conversation. We never actually got a chance to talk about the senior stuff on the podcast, but a lot of people, like, there's a lot of the discourse, and again, this is the Twitterverse, and everyone's fundamentally wrong, or certainly like has that kind of that kind of
Tilted.
effect to it.
Twitter tilted.
Well, it's not even that, but like because everyone has an opinion, and the worst opinions are always amplified, but the middle bit is always missing. So the middle of the road opinion would probably be that the finish to the John Cena Gunther match was quite poignant, because it was actually just John Cena going, "My race is run. I'm after coming up against something I can't beat," and that's Gunther. And I thought it was a really I thought it was a really nice ending in that sense, where it actually was,
Yeah.
no, this guy is actually too strong. I can't. He's too inevitable. I can't get past him. And I thought there was something really poignant to that.
There was just the lack of struggle just
Yeah,
fucking annoyed me. It just kind
yeah.
of fucking.
There was a
You know
finality to
what?
it.
He
Is
didn't.
what I would say. Yeah,
He didn't wipe his feet on the way out, and that fucking bugged me. Just as a
yeah. I understand
technical
that.
thing. Whereas
Yeah,
I'm a minor detail. I love the tiny details.
yeah,
And I just thought he could have. Oh, tap out.
yeah.
There was just a
I
fucking
understand that.
lack
I
of
understand that.
fuck. There was just right there. But anyway, it's fucking Cena.
Yeah.
He's up there. But
With the
call
AJ
it.
Styles, I found the AJ Styles one to be even more kind of poignant as well, because they really made a point of Rudy being the referee, and someone that AJ Styles knew from the TNA years, and the fact that, like, by whatever kind of confluence of events, this is that was the match that the referee basically got assigned. There was
Yeah.
there's a little window
Here's
into how the refereeing kind of like gets assigned in the shows. Like, it just by random chance, Rudy's the one to ref this match. It could have
like
been Charles Robinson. It could have been anyone else.
here's a clip for you. Gunther was crap by his standards. He wasn't as good as he could have been. His
Do you
chops were
know?
off. He was just
Do you know what
Mm,
I think that could be? And this is a very stupid thing. At heart, Gunther is a very fat man. All right, he wants the fat man to come out, and he can't let the fat man out anymore. I think the heat fucked him.
yeah.
I think he got very gassed internally very quickly, but his
mm.
cardio kind of kept him at bay. But in general, he must have been out there going, "I think I'm gonna fucking die if I don't finish this match."
It's just he didn't do his big fucking swinging a wheelbarrow at your chops. It just wasn't
Mm.
there. Which could
It
be
wasn't there, and I think that is just down to the fact he was absolutely fucking physically. He must have been like, I cannot handle this heat.
again, caveat, how fucking dare we? But just looking at the visual display, and yeah, I will call that a perfect wrestling match. But
Mm.
because I like when things aren't as crisp as they could be. Obviously, everyone landed the way you're supposed to. Thank you very much. Fucking AJ throwing the power bomb. God damn. God
Mm.
damn. It was just there was so much to it. There was a lot. There was a lot that could have been done. A lot that should have been done. Whatever. AJ and that fucking calf crusher is a fucking thing of beauty. Fuck your phenomenal
It's a
forearm.
great finisher. I remember when he pulled that out first in TNA because he did it during his heel run. And even then I was like, oh, that's a cool finisher. That makes sense. It's not exactly someone, it's someone who doesn't know how to do finishers properly, trying the one thing that would know that he would fucking be cooked with. So
Mm.
he's using it on somebody else.
Like
I think
it's a
always
great
loved it.
it's a great move. They're like I think the calf crusher is better than the sharpshooter. Because the person is selling up and they have to reach and they're pit and he has to
Yeah.
float in. It's a bit convoluted how he gets into it. It's here, so's the fucking sharpshooter.
Yeah.
But
Hard to get in, hard to get out of.
yeah. And I do get that. And I'll fucking credit to Natty for fucking sticking that out. Oh God, they're doing her fucking dirty, but I digress. To see AJ go to put the gloves down. And he teased it. And he put them back on and he did the hands. And I was like, oh man, you're great.
Mm.
that that got me. I was just like, oh man, that's so fucking beautiful. That he
Again, I
won.
think it was also so well because the finish really leaned into it, the fact that like he didn't tap out, like it was a referee call. So it's the fact that like he like there's a character reason why he said, right, listen, I probably am not going to honor I'm not going to like stick around in WWE, but I'm not retiring, I'm not ending on that. That's not my end point in a career.
By
Like
the way,
I'll go somewhere else.
people think that he's going to go to AEW. By the way, need their fucking heads checked.
No, it's not.
He
There's
isn't
no
going
chance. There's no chance. No,
anywhere near AEW. He
no.
might pop up after he's retired, do a little bit with the Young Bucks and a bit of something there. But if you think that man is going anywhere near there to fucking wrestling, you're on crack.
I agree. No, I think it's impact all the way. I think there's something about him that wants to, much like a lot of professional sports people, they want to go back to their origin point
Yeah.
and end it there. He wants a full circle moment. The one and for impact, it is absolutely ideal for them because they need like with a new TV deal. There's a podcast going to be doing down the line about like the kind of viable alternatives to WWE and TNA now with this kind of new TV deal with AMC. This is their opportunity to really kind of catch up to the kind of proverbial grunt of AEW and to at the very least give some sort of like professional wrestling alternative to the sports entertainment of WWE. And AEW obviously have their own brand as well, and they have kind of like done between that and kind of smothering Ring of Honor a little bit and having that as almost like the third brand hasn't really worked out for them. So at least this is a good opportunity for TNA to carve their own path. The difference is now is that AJ Styles is going to look like a giant in the ring with a lot of the people that are currently at Impact. So Impact's challenge now is trying to get people up to AJ Styles level.
All the
Like a
better.
semi-professional on the way out AJ Styles is still 10 times a bigger wrestler than Mike Santana, let's say.
Yeah.
Or
And no shade
or
on Santana. Look, he bet on
no,
himself.
far
He
from it.
had an easy gig, and he bet on himself. And look, he's got the strap and fair play to him. But
Did he leave AEW in
He did.
suspicious circumstances? He did,
no,
didn't he?
not that I'm aware
I
of.
think it was midway through
Him
whatever
and
book and whatever program he had, as far as I know. I
him and
think it
Ortiz
was.
weren't clicking.
Yeah.
That's the little subtlety
Mm.
I took. They just weren't clicking, and Santana had a little bit more aspirations, and Ortiz didn't. And it was just like, right, well, let's leave while we're still friends. Let's not,
Mhm.
you know. I don't want to just take a paycheck and do shit. Just do tag matches. I want to
Mm.
reach a little bit higher. But take what you want. Look, they're wrestlers. They lie. So take what you want. As
Yeah.
much as I love Chris Van Vliet and the stuff he gets out of people, they're wrestlers. I trust nothing they fucking say. They are carny kayfabe fucks. So
Mm.
take it all with a pinch of salt and divide by two there. But you can
Yeah.
just see where with Cena, I'm not a Cena. I was never a Cena kid, so I was more a punk guy. AJ, you can go and everyone can turn around and point to him as a generational talent who
Hmm.
got his due and who got a fair shake
Yes.
to
Mhm.
put a pure stamp on an industry forever. TNA, WWE, New Japan, Ring of Honor. He is a first ballot in all of those fucking companies, and he raises people. He, regardless of what you think of the man, regardless of what you may think of any soundbite that I repeat ad nauseum about a particular community, which I find fucking hilarious, it's just something that take all that aside and look at what he's done for the actual industry. And it was someone who I could rip into for ages, but Johnny Gargano put it brilliantly. He's
Yeah.
the guy that inspired and a generation of talent. He is
100%. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels, he is Razor Ramon, he is Roddy Piper. He is in that fucking echelon. He is immortal now.
He is. I totally agree with you on that. And he's the kind of wrestler where I don't think you really appreciate the impact he has on wrestling until you try and like unpack all the other wrestlers around now that will have tried to ape what AJ Styles is. Because in a way, let's just say, right, there's no X division without AJ Styles, nor is there any like AJ Styles without the X division. It's one of those kinds of things that are intertwined. Like he was the poster child for a certain generation of wrestler that would not have come around unless TNA was there to be the platform. And likewise with Ring of
Mhm.
Honor to be there to be the
It
platform. Because
was
again, WWE is always going to be the land of the giants in my book. I don't think there's ever going to be a real proper niche for the like for AJ Styles to be the face of the company. He will be he's been a champion multiple times and he's had some fantastic stories and feuds over the years. But TNA is what made AJ Styles, and what I think will happen, hopefully, and again, this is perhaps for more kind of detailed analysis next time, is that if AJ Styles is to come back to TNA, I think the brand would do very well to try and find the next AJ Styles while he's there. And
Yeah.
that's very difficult to do because, again, you're talking about finding generational talent while the other guy is still there. You know, it's not like WWE where they have first pick over anyone they want. Like before even people knew who Javon Evans was, WWE has them wrapped up into a contract, and they have the whole WID program, which is basically like a Bagsy on all these new people as well. So it's harder to find those people, but again, it doesn't have when I say like find the new AJ Styles, it's finding the heartbeat that brought the promotion is what they need.
Well, you look at the evolution of wrestler, and it was, Gorgeous George,
Hmm.
Hogan, Flair, Rock, Austin, Cena, Roman. They're never like the other one.
Agreed. Yeah.
And it just, AJ's probably training him. He's probably one of his students. He'll look, everyone's going to go to his fucking training school if he wants it, whatever he wants. Hopefully he has the monetary fucking gain to just fucking chill out and fucking take a handy. Or if he wants to give back, he's more than welcome to.
Hmm.
But there's just something in, he has all of the credibility. And what I would personally want to see is a world tour.
I think that would be great.
I want to
I
see
think
a
that would.
world tour
Yeah.
because I want to fucking see him up close and personal. That's what I want to see.
Because he's not done.
He still he has,
Yeah, he
but
still
to do
has
the
it.
world tour, to do a world tour means you just play the hits. It's great.
Yeah.
And you can play it real fucking smart, and you can just do the fucking hits, and you can just put it out there, lads. I'm not doing the forum anymore. Get fucked. And we'll all go, yay, no problem. I want him to have a nice, lovely Liger style run where he tours the
Yeah.
world and gets his flowers. He timed it well enough that he kind of dipped out and let Cena take the shine. He could have done
Hmm.
it a different way. But you can just see where I very selfishly want to see him do a world tour.
That would be
Mm.
nice. I think
And
that would,
just
and yeah, that'd be
and
nice.
that's where you find, very much like Ziggler and Cardona did, that's where you'll find the real next gen people. And that
Hmm.
won't be done. That won't be done in the ring. That'll be done at the seminar he does attached to it.
Yes.
And just for our guys, for Irish talent, to get a seminar of AJ fucking Styles, we could crowdfund this right now. Simply
Mm.
put. But that's me being selfish. For him, look, he can write his own fucking path. He put out, Gunther is now, unfortunately, not as fucking white hot as I wanted him to be. I could have, should have, would have, maybe wanted to see him win the Rumble. Bit heavy handed, bit of a dark fucking heavy lead on the pencil there for that. Either that or Sami Zayn to come back in after losing to Drew and win the Rumble and say, I'm not done yet. Would have shown a little bit more grit and guile. But Gunther takes another scalp. It's like that fucking meme with the Grim Reaper.
Yo, he is very
You know,
much that meme at the moment, and this is actually my next question. This is my kind of like my big question to kind of end our podcast for tonight. Who's next on the list? Because I have a name on my list who I think is next and
I
potentially is his destiny for WrestleMania. But
I
I want to see
Well,
what you guys think.
I can't wait to see Gunther kick the living shit out of CM Punk just so I can slag one person in particular.
I don't think that's gonna happen.
Not
I
now.
don't think that's gonna happen. Not yet. I don't see him going for the world title
Soon.
yet. I do see him,
Soon.
on the other hand, either doing one of two people. One is Jericho
Yeah.
as an outsider.
Eventually, yeah.
Two is Orton, the old
Ooh.
legend killer
Yeah.
against the now legend against the new legend killer.
I would
That'll be a
want him
fun
to
match.
I kind of want him to step away from doing that now. It's a bit fucking boring. Like
Apparently, that's where they're going. They already made a trademark for like Legend, the Killer of Legends, or something like that.
for fuck off,
Stupid,
he's
yeah.
fucking corporate fucking flatulence again. But yeah, it's just
Well,
yeah.
can I
He's
throw my
gonna
name in the hat then, as seeing that like the two names that Aaron mentioned weren't one of mine. In an ideal
Mm.
world, I would have Gunter retire Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Now I
that'd
know
be
that
good.
I mentioned this last week, and the consensus seems to be that this is more for SummerSlam because it's in Minneapolis. But we shall have to wait and see on that. But I would
Yeah.
say if there is whoever the next scalp is, I think it surely has to be Brock Lesnar personally.
Yeah, probably actually. Yeah, I didn't even fucking think of that.
Both
Because I don't see
socially,
with the Jericho
economically.
side of it, I don't see Jericho like if he's coming back for it, he's not coming back to be retired. That makes sense. He will eventually
Mm.
wind down there, obviously. But I feel like there's other people that I think there'll be other people that he can get a use out of Jericho with, if you know what I mean. There will be other people on the brand. Like you can see him having a few little dalliances in the mid card and all that sort of stuff. I just don't. I wouldn't see the merit of like bringing back Jericho just to get him, basically to bring him up to be a fucking Mayan sacrifice, if you know what I mean. Like it seems a
Yeah.
bit kind of heavy-handed,
That's
personally.
why I said
Um.
outsider. I think it all that all
Yeah,
depends on what Jericho wants to do, but I couldn't imagine him doing that. Maybe the year after.
I'd
yeah,
like to
that's what I was
see
thinking. Yeah, same with Orton.
Mm.
Like I think Orton still has a bit more gas time. Like maybe Sheamus or someone outside of that. Like you just
Sheamus
don't
is a
know.
good
Like you
show.
know.
I'd love him to get the IC title run first, though.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd be the same
or
with
even
that. Yeah,
deny him the IC title run would be fucking hilarious. But
now
no,
that'll be
I love
heat. That
Sheamus.
will be heat. Yeah.
Um, yeah, see, that's the thing. That's everything now is not necessarily about taking careers, but it's about how he takes
Yeah.
them. And
Mm.
that's where you see it with Cena. They He literally decided to tap out like a wimpy tap out to piss people off to give heat. It's very clever.
Mm.
I want to see Gunther act like a reverse APA.
Mm.
I want him to be in the building and for people to try and sell him on beating someone up and him just sitting back and sitting back and sitting back and just let him kind of sit, let him have some comedic chops, let him tell some stories, let him just let people forget how much of a killer he is.
Mm.
And then they get reminded again. Give him some flunkies. Let's get a new clubhouse going. Let him have a little corner of the building that people go to try and have him solve his problems. Let him show his wrestling brain. Let him really, really develop as a character rather than him just being the I show up, I kill. I was like, oh, it's gonna go stale. Let's give him something else. Let's make him like the William Regal of it all. We know he's a
Mm.
killer, but can he be entertaining? Let's see what he
Yeah.
can do.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
stretch
interesting.
that
Yeah.
out.
Mm.
Yeah. Interesting. That's a fair point. Okay, so with that, lads, I think we're going to leave the pod for tonight. We've covered a lot of ground here. Obviously, we've had a lot to discuss about the Royal Rumbles, and hopefully, you lovely people at home either agree or disagree with our assessments on those two. When we come back, we obviously will see how the kind of the landscape is from post Rumble. Maybe we'll have a clear idea of like who the little dance partners are for it, or maybe we'll just have a go at fantasy booking Rainy ourselves because that's what most fucking wrestling podcasts do at this stage. So we'll see. We'll see what takes our fancy on our next podcast in a couple of weeks' time. But until then, I'll say thank you very much to Brian and Aaron for giving up their bank holidays to have the chats with us on the on all things wrestling. And until then, we'll see you for the next GrapsWatch. Until then, keep watching the Graps. I still haven't got an outro for this, so I'm just gonna fucking wing it and hope for the best. So that'll work. That'll do, I think.